provide much more benefit and game improvement for the average hacker. But
you still got to have a good swing. I mean, I can still make good contact with any of these clubs, but that doesn't, you know, you've still got to have the right technique.
Club design and manufacturing have come a long way since the Scots took to the fairways, but
You're watching Fox Sports.
Welcome to the Visa Game Break, brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
Coming up next, the second half of our doubleheader, Mark Brunell will look to get the Jaguars back on track as they take on Brad Johnson and the red-hot Redskins, who have won 4 straight. That game coming up next, the NFL on Fox. As we welcome you back inside Studio 2A here to the Visa Game Break show in Los Angeles. St. Louis and Kansas City, still 8 minutes remaining in that contest. And Kansas City, 47 points, the most ever since '85.
Elvis Gerbach looking right, safety's right. He throws left, Van Zone pass. That's Tony Gonzalez, 9-yard touchdown, 27-7. Kansas City over the Rams. Warner back. Throws, firing down the left sideline. Great leaping catch by Torrey Holt. Holt covering 18 yards, 27-14. Chiefs still winning now. Just a little bit of time left in the half. Warner fumbles, hurts his hand on this play. Comes out second half, broken finger on his right hand. Gerbach back, play action. Derek Alexander gets behind the corner. Todd Light, 30-yard touchdown, 34-14. Gerbach injured after being hit by Leonard Little and DeMarco Farr. Score at this point, Chiefs 40-28 over the Rams. Then in comes Warren Moon, hands off to Kimball Anders. He goes in from 4 yards out, and we got ourselves a route to show me state. The Chiefs show the Rams 47 points, 47-28.
Still a lot of time remaining in that one. The Falcons losing to the Saints. The Saints, yep, that is the final now as Ricky Williams' 5th 100-yard rushing game, 5th straight. The Panthers over the 49ers with 3:49 remaining. George Seifert looking to go 4-0 against his old squad. Cowboys right now the largest margin of victory, if it holds, in their history. They're over the Cardinals 48-7 in that one, and it will be the first win at home this season for the Cowboys. Eagles, Donovan McNabb looking impressive as he continues to drive the Eagles to victory right now over the Bears 13-9. Vikings, 39-yard strike. Moss from Culpepper. They have a 1-point lead right now over the Bills in Minneapolis. And the Colts and Patriots, 5 seconds remaining in that one. The Patriots looking impressive indeed. The Ravens hadn't allowed a touchdown in 13 and a half quarters, but the Titans right now on top. Tony Banks put on the bench with 3 picks. Look at the Bengals, Chris.
Hey.
Can you believe it? They may well do that one.
Miss Brent.
Go ahead, Miss Brent.
Break out the Bengals.
Talk about this St. Louis and Kansas City. St. Louis looks as if it's going to be knocked from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, one thing I like about what happened today is in Howie, you talked to Gunther Cunningham, the fact that they played the nice soft zone back there, kept it in front of them, and they flat just outscored these guys.
Yeah, you talk about their wide receivers, their tight end, and in particular Tony Gonzalez, who's emerged as maybe the premier tight end in all of football. It's a guy that started out pretty slow in his career, and we were wondering when he was going to get on track. Elvis Gerbach played particularly well. Now Warren Moon is in. Gerbach is out with what they're calling a contusion of the elbow. It looked like a little bit more than a contusion of the elbow to us as we were sitting here watching it.
Yep.
Boy, that was my...
He said wrap. I'm out of there, babe.
All right, folks, a reminder that coming up next, it'll be Washington at Jacksonville. Fred Taylor, Stephen Davis will be going at it. Stephen Davis trying to power the Skins to their 5th straight victory. More highlights coming your way on the Visa Game Break show after this.
Live now, over on Fox Sports, the President's Cup from the Robert Trent Jones Golf Club in Virginia. Team USA are out for revenge after the internationals overwhelmed the United States in Melbourne. Now the top-ranked players from around the globe come together once again in a face-off to rival the Ryder Cup. Live now, the President's Cup, over on Fox Sports. This weekend on Fox Sports, Phillip Island is the venue and we take you there for full coverage of the Australian Grand Prix from practice and qualifying sessions to race day. Fox Sports delivers all the action live. There's plenty of cricket as the one-day internationals continue. Pakistan take on England and South Africa face New Zealand live and exclusive. Plus, there's 2 live games in the English Premier League, including the clash between Bradford and Leeds. That's this weekend on Fox Sports.
Straight game of over 100 yards. Chris Chandler, 52-yarder to Tim to White. All right, this puts Atlanta 13, New Orleans 7. Ricky Williams, notice this, normally never runs outside, does he, Howie? Everything's between the tackle. 26-yard touchdown. It's now 14-13. New Orleans, Chandler back. Terrence Mathis, 32-yard touchdown. All right, 2-point conversion. Out of the backfield, fires it into Reggie Kelly, 2-point fail. Saints, that's right, Saints, 21-19 over Atlanta.
All right, Saints, Ricky Williams doing a nice job. San Francisco, Carolina.
Jeff Garcia, play action, left, rolls right, fires down to the sideline. 32-yard reception turned into a touchdown, the 9th on the year by Terrell Owens. 7-6 Carolina at this point. Garcia back, play action. You hate play action, then turn and fire over the middle. You don't see this guy, Mike Minner. You turn your back on him. This will happen. 30-yard return of an interception for a touchdown. It's 21-6. 34-16 your final. Panthers. Jimmy Kimmel said this was his upset pick, and unfortunately, he was right. Aikman, 5 interceptions last week. How will he change it? First of all, hand it to Emmett. Get a lead. 1-yard run, 7-0 Cowboys. Wayne McGarrity says, Troy, don't worry about it. We're going to spot you some points. He takes his punt. 59 yards like my man Chris Collinsworth did in high school. 14-0 Cowboys. Warren now. Toss. 1 tackle, 2 tackle, 3 tackle. Breaks a bunch of tackles. Oh, tackle. Cowboys up 21-0. Aikman back. To the rocket, right corner man-to-man coverage, perfect throw, and Cowboys 24-yard touchdown. It's 34-0, and look at this baby right here. Well, that'll cure some woes. 48-7, Cowboys over the Cardinals.
Largest margin of victory for the Cowboys since 1980. Boy, they get healthy against the Cardinals.
Well, and the way they get healthy, and first of all, the last time the Arizona Cardinals got beaten this badly was 2 cities ago. That's how long it's been. The Dallas Cowboys got it done, Chris, today by simply pounding the football. This looks like Terry Bradshaw's Steeler team in terms of the numbers.
Only 15 passes a day for Troy Aikman. They're back to running the football, and they stopped the run today, which maybe is even more important for this thing.
And when they win, they average about, what, 190 yards a game? Not a bad formula.
Where'd you get that stat?
I looked over on JB's and stole it from him because he didn't have time to get it in.
Especially now.
What we will try to get in now is to bring you up to date on the Buffalo-Minnesota contest. I tell you, this was, well, okay, we'll talk Bears and Eagles.
Why not?
Eagles. Hey, Donovan McNabb, why not, big boy? You're right. Donovan McNabb looking impressive in this contest right now. Cade McNown had been knocked out with a separated shoulder. Vikings and Bills, what a contest. Bills were in control and had a great ground game going, but a 39-yard pass from Culpepper to Moss is the difference right now.
Oh, the best quarterback in the NFL, Peyton Manning. Well, some would argue that, especially in St. Louis and Warner. But Manning airs this one out to Marvin Harrison, 78 yards. Where's the safety? Got him out with a play action, 16-14 New England. 4th and 1, Bledsoe takes it in, scores for himself. Jim Moore goes nuts on the sideline. Oh, man. 23-14 New England. And then Edwin James in from 3 yards out. 2-point conversion failed. There it is, 30-23 Colts.
And with 35 seconds remaining, it looks like the Titans are going to upend the Ravens in that contest there. Titans coming back strong.
Eddie George with an injured knee, only in for 1 play in that game.
Hit this one, TV.
What happened there?
Wait, you can't just like fly right over that. Bengals 24, Broncos 21. Break up them Bengals, yes indeed.
Bengals did a nice job on the ground with over 270-plus yards rushing as a team. Coming up next, it'll be Champ Bailey, the outstanding corner for the Washington Redskins, along with Deion taking on Jacksonville. That'll be coming your way next.
Start spreading the news. The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that are dead or dying from something.
Somewhere out here, somebody had to have seen what happened.
What price is he willing to pay?
I know who did it.
Objection. To uncover the truth.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The truth. I thought we were talking about a court of law.
A civil action. Coming soon to Showtime.
With only 3 seconds left, all Dallas can possibly hope for is a Hail Mary. Wait a minute, is that the field goal unit?
That's right, Bob. Floyd probably has a 9-iron, and in this rain, that's no gimme.
Floyd nailed it. Unbelievable.
These guys are good. A year ago, they were 30th. This year, they're second. Bruce Smith is having a heck of a year, and he's the guy that is leading them on the field. Ray Rhodes is their new defensive coordinator, and all the players like Bruce Smith and all the defensive guys say that Ray Rhodes has a big part of that. Now, in office, we talked to Norv Turner last night, and he says we have to be physical. We have to make this a physical game, and by that he meant let our line tee off, let Stephen Davis run the ball, and once we get that done, then we can go to the play pass.
Now, the Jaguars, as I said, have lost 4 in a row. Tom Coughlin, their head coach, says it's not the formula, it's the execution. What do they have to do today?
They need a win. You know, when you lose, you also lose confidence. And when you watch the Jaguars, you watch them practice, you watch them on film, you watch them play, they're just not playing with any confidence at all. And the thing that's going to bring confidence is going to win. When you lose 4 in a row, it is tough. Now, Mark Brunell said we have to be able to run the ball. We have to eliminate turnovers. Then there's another thing that I say is Mark Brunell has to throw a touchdown pass. He hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 14 quarters.
Coming up, it's the Redskins and the Jaguars from Jacksonville. And John and I will be right back.
Hey, we can do whatever we want to do.
Start spreading the news. The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that are dead or dying from something.
Somewhere out here, somebody had to have seen what happened.
What price is he willing to pay?
I know who did it.
Objection. To uncover the truth.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The truth. I thought we were talking about a court of law.
A civil action. Coming soon to Showtime.
It's a wonder how they defy the laws of gravity, how they taunt the forces of nature, how they do the impossible. They might be a little crazy, but they're a breed who feed on sheer adrenaline and just love to entertain. Join the Adrenaline Junkies and see how wonders never cease in the all-new Extreme, weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports.
How do you make magic?
You do a lot of interviews. We feel like you've given up a lot of yourself.
BBC World lifts the lid of the media machine and talks revealingly to the stars. The entertainment biz. Find out how it works on BBC World.
With age comes wisdom. And I've been around a long time.
Touched by an Angel. Sunday at 7:30 on FX.
Do you know who is the current 100 metres all-comers Australian record holder? No. 100 metre record in this country, Mr. Wilson, is currently held by Brian.
Brian.
And you, Mark, Mr. Wilson, said at a blistering session last Wednesday, I wish you'd been there. We were down there, we had a bet.
Is this wind assistant?
No, and we'd had a couple.
So you've measured the track?
How long is it, Mr. Wilson?
94 metres.
94 metres.
Experience the games Thursday on Arena.
Basketball. The NBA returns to Fox Sports, plus the NBL summer season hot tub with 2 live games every week. That's Fox Sports in November.
Hotel Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida, the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. More success from the Jaguars than any other expansion team. Philadelphia beat the Chicago Bears 13-9 to improve their record to 5-3. And right now we send you down to the sidelines and DJ Johnson.
Thank you, Pat and John. I'm standing here with Jaguars coach Tom Coughlin. Coach, you're on a 4-game losing streak, something you haven't had to deal with since 1995 in the expansion year. In the opening, Pat and John spoke of it not necessarily being the formula, but the execution of the formula.
That's right.
What do you have to do to get this ship going in the right direction?
We've got to execute. We've got to stop turning the ball over, make the plays that are necessary when they're on the field. Players have to make plays. I think we can inspire one another. Hopefully we can have a better team effort.
Well, yesterday you told us the status of Pro Bowl receiver Jimmy Smith would be a game-time decision. Coach, it's game time.
Well, he'll play on 3rd down to start out with him. We'll see how he goes. If he can play more, we'll certainly use him.
Okay, thanks a lot. Back up to you, Pat and John.
All right, thank you, DJ. Thank you, Coach Coughlin. Jacksonville has won the toss, so they'll have first shot at the football at least. There's North Turner, at one time the beleaguered head coach of the Washington Redskins. Now he seems a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, it's amazing what 4 straight wins will do for a man, won't it? Yeah, he is a lot more relaxed and a lot more like the North Turner that we've known for years when he was an assistant coach with John Robinson with the Rams and then an assistant in the Dallas Cowboys. And Norv is one of the top coaches in this league.
Welcome to those of you who watched Carolina defeat San Francisco 34-16. We're just about ready to go in Jacksonville as the Jaguars entertain the Redskins.
There's Tony Baselli, you see, just getting one more shot of air in his helmet to get ready for that battle that he's going to have today with Bruce Smith.
Chris Hepner is the new Washington kicker. He's been there. This actually is his 2nd game, and that's new, the way they've been going through kickers. And back deep for Jacksonville, Reggie Barlow, number 84, and Chiron Stiff, the rookie from Virginia Tech. The Jaguars, as you watch them practice and talk to them as we did yesterday, and John, in your case, the day before, they just look a little confused by what's happening to them. At the goal line, it's Reggie Barlow. Barlow has got an alley to the 28. Let's look at the Jaguars offense. The offensive line is Baselli, still trying to get well from an injured knee. Meester, Smith, Brendan Stein, Zach Wiegert. Keenan McCardell, Fred Taylor, Sheldon Brady, and R.J. Soward starting at wide receiver instead of Jimmy Smith.
Well, Tom Coughlin just said before the game that Jimmy Smith will play 3rd down at the beginning of the game.
Mark Brunell is the quarterback, and he hands to his fullback Fred Taylor, and there's a little yardage for Taylor on his own almost. The Redskins defense, they're 2nd in the league. Bruce Smith, Stubblefield Wilkinson, and Marco Coleman, who has 9 sacks this year. Barber, Derek Smith, LeVar Arrington, the 3 linebackers. And the secondary, there's not a weak spot. Sanders, Carrier, Champ Bailey, and Sam Shade. Now with Soward in motion. Brunell's going to take off with it. Now that's the thing, we were talking to Bruce Smith last night. That's the thing about him that makes it difficult.
That's exactly what he said, that you have to stay in your lane. Now watch what happens if you don't stay in your lane. Bruce Smith goes up here, Stubblefield goes in here, and that gives Brunell the lane to run in. And Bruce Smith said, because Brunell always runs to his left, you can't give him that lane. And look at the lane that they give him right off the bat.
Bruce Smith went wide.
And Stubblefield took an inside move in the guard, and that really opened that thing up for Mark Brunell.
Jacksonville 1st and 10. Taylor to the outside, broke a couple of tackles and got up to the 45. You're not seeing things, those of you who thought you might be, The first down marker is pink today. Fox Sports' way of putting a bit of oomph into the NFL's Breast Cancer Awareness Day. The color of the breast cancer awareness ribbons are pink, so our first down marker is pink. You might have also noticed that John and I had one of those pins on our lapel. Jimmy Smith has entered the contest. Flank left. Brunell going deep. The ball bounced and bounced and bounced, and right now for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat, Cincinnati no longer the ranks of the winless thanks to Corey Dillon, who had a sensational day. This 41-yard run for a score gave him 278 yards rushing on the day, breaking Walter Payton's record at 275 set back in '77. Back to Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Third down for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Third and about 3. Brunell has Taylor behind him. He's going to throw, however, to his tight end, Kyle Brady. That'll move the sticks.
That was an interesting pattern, wasn't it? Keenan McCardell, he ran an out, and then Brady ran an out right in behind him. And as the defenders go off with McCardell, Brady comes right in, and Brunell hits him. You know, Mark Brunell is one of those guys that sometimes struggles, especially when he doesn't get good pass protection. But sometimes he can be cool as heck, and he can get on a run, and he can go 12 for 12.
Oh, yeah. He can make you look bad.
He stops it the other way.
Yeah. Now Soward, who turned around, and Brunell fired. The Soward's hands picked off by Deion Sanders. Sanders with the interception. It bounced off Soward. And the Redskins move into Jaguar territory.
That has to kill you. That was R.J. Soward, who dropped the ball, who let it be intercepted, who was going the wrong way in the first place.
Yep.
And here you're going to see him right here. You see, he comes and runs a hook on Deion Sanders. He should have that ball. He's coming back. He hits his shoulder pads, bounces out, and Deion Sanders gets it. Now, R.J. Soward was the guy that Brunell had to straighten out. He tried to go across the formation. Brunell said, no, you go back there. And then he runs that kind of pattern, and then he does that.
That ball was deflected by Stubblefield before it ever got to Soward.
That's why it came in so wobbly to him.
First and 10 at the Jacksonville 38 for the Redskins. Davis. And let's have a look at the Washington offense. They say you got to run it first. The three in the middle are new. Samuels, Heck, Fisher, Lewinberg, and Jansen. Actually, they're all new. Jansen's in his second year. Samuels is a rookie. Thrash and Connell for the wide receivers. Brad Johnson. Davis. And centers or Sellers. Wide open is Albert Connell. The ball's on the ground. And it was down. And let's check out the Jacksonville defense. Bracken, Seth Payne, Gary Walker, and Joel Smingy. Hardy, Slaughter, and Lonnie Martz are the linebackers. Milwaukee Thomas, Mike Logan, Donovan Darius, and Aaron Beasley. Thomas, the rookie.
It's always nice to see Smingy in the game.
You've seen him for a long time.
Yeah, Smingy. You've seen Smingy a lot at a lot of different places.
Johnson. Centers. No gain.
That was Aaron Beasley who came in and made that tackle. You know, the Jaguars use a lot of zone defense. And so when you use a lot of zone defense, and one of the zone defenses you use is where the corners come up and rotate and the safeties rotate back. Those corners, when you get to the perimeter, the corners have to be the tacklers. And so if they're going to have to be the tacklers, they have to make good tackles like Aaron Beasley just made on that one.
Not all corners are good tacklers.
And not all corners can play cover two because of that.
This is Davis. Inside the 10, the 5, and stopped at just about the 1 by Mike Logan, knocked out of bounds.
That's the thing about Stephen Davis, you know, and in fact he was even saying last night that he likes to run inside. He said, but I will take it outside. See, if everything gets packed inside like that, and you get the safety, and he comes up and he takes the inside, then the outside guy, Thomas, being the corner, he takes it inside. The only thing left to do is bounce it to the outside.
And he can bounce it to the outside.
And
Very well.
Yeah, but he's not looking for that. I mean, I think that's a better way to run outside by trying to go inside, and if the outside's there, take it rather than trying to go outside.
Davis walks in. The Redskins take advantage of that turnover. That's one of the things that's been killing the Jaguars, turnovers. And they lead 6-0.
That's what Mark Brunell said. They had to start to eliminate the turnovers. They had to be able to run the ball. And the other part of that goes with that physical game, and Tom Coughlin knows it as well as anyone, is you have to be able to stop the run. And they're going to get a heavy dose of Stephen Davis in this first half.
Chris Hepner for the extra point. Barnhart's the holder, the punter. 7-0. The Redskins with 9:40 left in the first quarter. Don't forget, coming up next, Game 2 of the World Series, the Mets and the Yankees. Hampton against Clemens. The Yankees have won 13 straight series games. They're all coming up tonight on Fox. Hampton against Clemens.
Did you stay up and watch that one last night?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch all? Yeah, so did I. It got to be in the 8th inning. I said, well, there's only one more inning, and then it goes to 9th inning, then it goes to 10th inning, and then 11th inning, and then I'm hooked in the thing. I'm watching the game and with one eye. I'm looking at the clock with the other eye. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but they're still playing some ball.
Longest game ever in the history of the World Series. Game 1. 4 hours and 51 minutes.
Okay, now we go back to football. Let's watch this run here. You know, you talk about those 2 tackles, but they're pretty good tackles. And Samuels is a good tackle, and on the other side, John Jansen's a good tackle. They're young, but they're very good blockers and very good blockers against the run.
There's Deion Sanders, who got the turnover, got the interception, a ricochet off Soward that set up the Redskin touchdown. Alvis Whitted and Chiron Stith back deep for the Jaguars. Somehow, Deion Sanders always seems to appear.
That's why he makes that big money. He's not going to appear as much today on punt returns. North Turner's taking him off that.
Whitted to the 24 and a flag on a play. Jacksonville has been hit by injuries. Searcy first, then John Wade, the offensive center. Jones. That's a big loss. Ronaldo win.
Number 33 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Bob McElwee is the referee. And they'll move the Jaguars back. Beautiful day.
And that's one of the things, you know, we were talking early, Pat, how the Redskins have won 4 in a row, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. Conversely, the Jaguars have lost 4 in a row, and they're not playing with a lot of confidence. And when you're a team like the Redskins, you want to come in and do this. I mean, get them down right now. There's Jimmy Smith, who we're talking about, who's going to play 3rd downs. He's now playing 1st down because they're down 7-0. But when you have a team like this that's down, you want to keep them down.
And destroy whatever they have confidence left, if any, and they don't have much. Fred Taylor, the ball carrier.
When you look at them, and as I was saying earlier, they don't play with any confidence. They don't practice with any confidence, and it's hard. You know, you can have that phony kind, you know, that kind that you talk about and rah, and, you know, have meetings and player meetings and pep rallies and all that stuff, but it doesn't do any good. You have to come out here and do it and win it on the field.
False pepper, they used to call it. Here's Brunell. Bruce Smith takes him down. He hurdled the blocker. Flag on the play.
Yeah, Bruce Smith is so good at that, and the other guy that was so good at that is Reggie White. I'm not sure why they try and cut him, because they just jump over the cuts.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask foul, number 78, enforced from the end of the play.
He hurdled and got Brunell's face mask.
See what happens? Baselli blocks down, so now Taylor has to block Bruce Smith. And Bruce Smith jumps Taylor, and when he goes for the sack, his left hand gets on Mark Brunell's face mask. You see right there? He grabs him. Now, if he let go, it would have been a 5-yard. But by using that to bring him down and turn his neck, it becomes a 15-yard penalty. We still have a heck of a start of the play by Bruce Smith.
First down. Here is Fred Taylor. Around the corner. Turns it back upfield. Didn't run out of bounds and picked up 2 or 3 yards.
Tony Baselli got Bruce Smith that time. Tony Baselli, as you said, he's a little banged up, but he's still pretty good. Now watch him. He's going to get him here, and he's going to take Bruce Smith and knock him to the inside. Now, because he knocked Bruce Smith to the inside, that let Fred Taylor get to the outside. It's hard to take it inside on Tony Baselli. He's so big and so strong, he'll just keep you going there. Plus, if it's a pass, that's the side that Mark Brunell is going to scramble to.
2nd and 1. Brunell fakes to Taylor and throws upfield. He's knocked out, almost picked off by LeVar Arrington.
He had him, too. He was wide open if he gets the ball. Watch Baselli and Bruce Smith. They're really going at it. I mean, neither one of them have a lot of contact. They both want to use their hand. You see it, and Baselli's trying to keep Bruce Smith at a distance, and Bruce Smith is trying to get away with him with his hands. So that's what you call hand fighting in the pits.
With those two guys, especially Baselli, if you ever get to his body, that's as far as you're going. Taylor gets the first down and breaks one tackle, breaks another, and gets up to the 40. Good running by Fred Taylor. Champ Bailey finally knocked him down.
Fred Taylor is a good runner. You can see here he's taken himself out after that run, but you know, he's had a little knee. He's had a sprained MCL, and it's getting better. And each week he seems to feel better. And he's not the Fred Taylor that we've known the last couple of years, but he's coming back to start to look like that. Remember that run that he had Monday night?
Yeah,
he started. He looked like he was going to go for a touchdown, but he just kind of ran out of gas.
Anthony Johnson takes his place as the deep back. As McCardell in motion. Here's Brunell. For McCardell. Incomplete.
You know, that was one of the things that Bruce Smith was talking about is most things happen to his side. Right side defense, left side offense, because Mark Brunell is a left-hander. He tends to throw more to the left. If he's going to bootleg or roll, he's going to bootleg or roll to the left, as he just did. Or if he's going to scramble, he's going to scramble to his left. So it's hard to be a pass rusher and just go all out on every play to the quarterback.
Taylor back alongside Brunell.
Indeed, Kalu is in there now at that right end.
Brunell gets Brady across the middle. And Brady fights for yardage and still fighting for yardage. Kyle Brady picked up about 10 yards carrying people, and there's a flag on the play.
Brady is a big guy. Remember when he was drafted, he was the #1 draft choice of the Jets.
Holding, number 26, defense. Penalty is declined, first down.
Brady 6'6", 275.
That is hard to bring down. But it all starts right here with the pass protection. You see, if we can just stop it right here, and we can see right here, this is what you call a pocket. See, and they formed a pocket for Mark Brunell to step up and throw the ball in. That was good pass protection, good pocket, giving Brunell not only a lane to throw it, but to see Brady downfield.
Taylor spins inside the 25 to the 21. Got about 8 yards.
Hey, one of the things, when you're playing against Baselli and you're Bruce Smith, you need a rest. Baselli is an all-day sucker, and he's going to be out there all day, and you're going to rotate guys against him. Look at that jersey he wears, a size 46 jersey, and they tape the jersey to the little shoulder pads.
Here's Taylor again. And Taylor bangs across the 20. Maybe got enough for the first. Here comes Bruce Smith back.
Well, that's a time you need Bruce Smith, because you need the sheriff to come back into town and put this fire out.
Yesterday we were talking with Tom Coughlin and later with Norv Turner. You asked both of them, what do they have to do to win? And they both said, we got to run the ball. We got to run the ball. But that's what every coach says.
Yeah, if you can't do that, then you can't do anything else.
Stiff is the deep back. That's Brunell to throw it. Ball bounced away from Brady.
Broken up by Garrett Smith. Touchdown.
Kansas City 54, St. Louis 34. One less undefeated team.
You know, everyone said that it was going to come to a point where that defense was going to jump up and bite them, and it looked like 54 points against them today could have been that day, huh?
Could be. Brunell gets to Chiron Stiff. This is Jacksonville and Washington, and we're in the first quarter with the Redskins leading 7-0.
And this is a good drive for Jacksonville, because remember, they started out on the 10-yard line. They had a penalty. That was the 11th play. Let's just look and see what this looks like. You see, here we look at the umpire cam, and you can see right there, there's a hole in the middle right now, but the middle linebacker is going to take it hard, and Sean Barber's coming to the other side. You see what they did? They crossed their linebackers. That's a run stop. In other words, you're going to blitz to stop the run, and they blitzed two guys to the inside.
Fred Taylor back with Brunell. Taylor swings out. Brunell's going to take off. No, he's going to throw. And the pass is caught at about the 5 by Jimmy Smith.
See, that's where Brunell is so tough, because he can still scramble. He doesn't run like he used to. But if you take that inside, and if you're going to go and get him, and if you leave anything out here, he's going to take it. Now watch what happens right here. See, Bruce Smith takes up. Baselli takes him to the outside. Then when he goes outside around the beltway, then that lets Mark Brunell run to this side. Now the receiver, Jimmy Smith, knows that. He was running an inside pattern, and when he saw the scramble, he made an out of an in.
This is a Washington timeout. Brunell heads for the sideline. It was very, very doubtful whether or not we'd see Jimmy Smith today, but he's made his presence felt.
Starting Friday morning live on Fox Sports, the USPGA NCR Classic from Disney's Magnolia and Palm Courses Orlando. Live and exclusive. The NCR Classic starts Friday morning at 7 on Fox Sports.
Do you wake up feeling grumpy?
Good morning, Dorothy.
Don't start, Rose, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. That good morning crack was way out of line.
FX has the perfect Saturday morning pick-me-up.
Kinky.
Double episodes of our top comedies.
Like a dream come true.
So put a spring in your step with the Golden Girls, Murphy Brown and Ellen, in the Saturday morning comedy spot from 9 a.m. on FX.
Dorothy, do I wet myself or laugh?
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports. Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody. Nobody.
Juice, baby. Absolutely nobody. Nobody.
Nobody. Blah. Nobody. And I mean nobody.
This weekend in the NBL, Adelaide battles Sydney, Melbourne clash with Wollongong, and Victoria take on Cairns.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports.
Nobody.
That was sweet, wasn't it?
Next Monday, the San Francisco 49ers will need to dig deep when they lock horns with the St. Louis Rams in this NFC West battle. Live and exclusive, San Francisco and St. Louis, next Monday, 8 a.m., Fox Sports 2.
November on Fox Sports. Rugby League fans won't miss a drive with full coverage of all the action from the finals of the World Cup. Unmatched coverage, unbeatable action. That's Fox Sports in November.
There's Coach Fazio.
Daryl Green right behind them. This is kind of funny to do a Washington Redskin game and not have number 28 out there. He pulled a calf muscle last week, so he's inactive today. He's going to try and help as a coach.
Here's Fred Taylor. Still looking for a place to go and still squirming Now look, take a close look when we have a chance at Darrell Green. Does he look like he's 40 years old?
Well, does he look like he's played professional football for 18 years? Look at the size of him.
Yeah.
He looked like some kid who just sneaked in, grabbed a towel, and got down there in the sideline.
Played in.
Sean Barber's the injured player there. This is where the Jaguars had trouble before, too. I think Fred Taylor is a good runner, but he doesn't really bang it in there on short yardage and goal line. And that last play, he was kind of dancing around instead of really taking it in there.
Yep. 7-0 Redskins.
Tuesday morning, the English Premier League.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant!
Some lovely attacking football.
Oh, wonderful goal! Oh, they are back in the game.
All the action from the English Premier League continues tomorrow morning. Southampton at the Dell for their showdown with Man City. Joe Royal's Blues still finding their feet in the Premiership. Tuesday morning, Southampton, Manchester City, live and only on Fox Sports.
Get ready to meet world-class entertainers. Get ready to chat with high-profile personalities. John Laws is the man to introduce you. Laws, weeknights at 7 on FX.
It's a wonder how they defy the laws of gravity, how they taunt the forces of nature, how they do the impossible. They might be a little crazy, but they're a breed who feed on sheer adrenaline and just love to entertain. Join the adrenaline junkies and see how wonders never cease in the all-new Extreme. Weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports. If you love cricket,
And that's the record.
as much as Warnie and Dino and Merv, you'll love Wednesday nights at 7:30 on Fox Sports. Hosted by Alan Border, Inside Cricket boasts the War Zone.
I would swap 10 easy one-day hundreds to get one one-day hundred like that.
Player profiles, news from home and abroad, and much more.
All in all, I think this summer really is going to be exciting.
Inside Cricket, Wednesday night, 7:30, exclusive to Fox Sports.
Watch number 59, Sean Barber here. You'll see what happens to him. He gets hit by Shelton, then he starts to drive back, and he gets his leg caught up under a player down there.
McCardle on the move, and Brunell back to throw. High over McCardell's head.
Well, he's had some guys that he's thrown the ball to, and they've dropped it, and they've caused an interception. He's had some guys that have been open that he hasn't gotten the ball to.
This one took off.
Yeah, this one, I mean, part of it is you see the rush. I mean, there was just a rusher right there in front of him, and that took something off the ball too. Like darn near took something off his arm, his hand.
3rd and goal, and Brunell operates out of the shotgun. Now Fred Taylor comes back alongside. They'll take off. And again, the ball took off. McCardell, the intended receiver.
Yep, and this is where they're struggling. This is where they really don't have a lot of confidence. As I said earlier, it's been 14 quarters that Mark Brunell hasn't thrown a touchdown.
So Mike Hollis comes on to attempt a field goal.
And he was just a little wild on that one. That one took off high. The one before that, I don't know that it was Brunell's fault. He got hit as he was throwing the ball.
From 23 yards out, Mike Hollis. And it's 7-3. The Redskins lead. With 3:22 left in the first quarter at Alltel Stadium.
Live now, over on Fox Sports, the President's Cup from the Robert Trent Jones Golf Club in Virginia. Team USA are out for revenge after the internationals overwhelmed the United States in Melbourne. Now the top-ranked players from around the globe come together once again in a face-off to rival the Ryder Cup. Live now, the President's Cup, over on Fox Sports.
All right, men, we've got a huge playoff game today. We face one of the toughest teams in all of pro football, but we've got a bigger problem. My favorite watch is missing. It was on my desk just 10 minutes ago. Maybe it was more like 5. I'm not sure because my watch is missing. I'm not blaming anyone, but one of you is a scum-sucking pig, and I mean that in a nice way. Now, we're not going to take the field until the guilty party returns the watch. I don't care if we have to forfeit. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to close our eyes, hold hands, and sing a song. When the song is over, the watch had better be back on my desk. Okay, ready? You all know the words to Frere Jacques, right? Here we go.
Come on.
Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sunny Lemontina, sunny Lemontina, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Sing it again.
Hey, Coach, I hate to tell you this, but the watch has been on your wrist the whole time.
Huh? Oh, never mind, guys. Forget the whole thing. Have a good game, you see.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
Jaguars Hollis set to kick it off. They're back deep for Washington. This is Steve Lindsay kicking off. I'm sorry. Left on the ground for a moment by Adrian Morrell, but he finds the handle. 7-3. We're in the first quarter.
Start spreading the news.
The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
Hey, Ma, let's roll! Let's go, boys! Let's go!
Do we score?
These players nowadays, they're just running around lawless.
Peter threw my clothes out the window. Will you come keep me warm?
Come on, keep your shirt on, Billy Bob.
It's a strip club, man. I'm here to work. We do things around here my way.
This is your opportunity
For
here.
you. Playing football may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Disobey me, and I will bury you.
It's just a football game.
No, it's not.
If you don't win tonight, no district title, no shot at state.
Only way we're going back out in the fields without you.
James Vanderbeek and John Voight.
We have the opportunity to play like God. Let's be heroes.
Varsity Blues. Premiere season commences November 4 on Showtime.
Hey, Coach, look at these cool round things I found on the field. What are they?
Those are footballs, you numbskull. We need them for the game.
No
wonder we haven't scored. Now go put them back where you found them.
That's why the game is called football.
Now put them back.
I'll put them back.
That's right. That's right. That's the last time I hire a temp.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
Basketball. The NBA returns to Fox Sports, plus the NBL summer season hots up with 2 live games every week. That's Fox Sports in November.
That is an almost full-grown alligator.
How many shoes you think you'd get out of that? They still make alligator shoes?
Oh, yeah.
I never see guys wearing gator shoes anymore. I remember when that used to be a thing. But I mean, you'd get a lot of shoes out of that alligator.
Yeah. First and 10 at their 28. The Redskins play pass. And open is Albert Connell.
Yeah, we're talking about Brad Johnson and how they like to get the running game. He looks so confident. Here's Albert Connell there, but it all starts with a first down play pass. In other words, they fake the run, so now there's no underneath help. So you can just go out there and just run your out.
Yep.
Now what they said they're going to do is they're going to locate where number 41 is. That's Kawaki Thomas. He's the rookie who's starting today. And they found him there.
Flag on the play as Brad Johnson spun around and then said that's enough.
False start, number 60, offense, 5 yards, first down.
There's Chris Samuels. You're not seeing things. Again, a reminder that Fox Sports first down marker is pink today. Fox Sports' way of putting a bit of oomph into the NFL's Breast Cancer Awareness Day. The color of the breast cancer awareness ribbons is pink, so our first down marker is pink.
That's pretty good.
Here's Brad Johnson. Pump fake to the right, throw to the left. Incomplete. Intended for Alexander.
It's funny, the Jaguars were talking about, when you break the Redskins down, they're more effective on first down passing, because that's when you run a play pass. If you're going to fake a run and throw a pass, you can't do it on second and long or third and long on passing down. You have to do it on running downs, and the best running down is 1st and 10. And that's when the Redskins passing game is really effective. Although they've had 7 sacks on first down.
On first down. Well, whatever you're doing pretty much against a base defense then, too. Here's Davis. Picked up 2 or 3. 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. 7-3, Washington leads.
We were talking about the matchup on the other side of Baselli and Bruce Smith. This matchup isn't bad here. Chris Samuels, the rookie. In fact, he was the 3rd player taken by the Washington Redskins. 3rd player taken in the draft. He's going against Tony Bracken. That's a pretty good matchup, too. Bracken's a Pro Bowl player.
Should be.
Samuels is going to be a Pro Bowl player. I mean, once Samuels gets into Pro Bowl, he's going to go for it. He's going to go to it for 10 years.
Brad Johnson. James Albert Connell, the intended receiver.
And they're looking for Kawaki Thomas. Anytime that you get a rookie out there, you're going to find him. And they said that. Brad Johnson said it. North Turner said it. We're going to find him and go after him. He just got caught on the one a couple plays before, and that battle he won.
Barnhart back to punt for the Redskins. R.J. Soward back deep for Jacksonville.
This has to be a punt block.
A lot of people up on the line. Here they come. Didn't make it. Soward's going to get away from it. And it bounces into the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20. That's where the Jaguars will begin. 7-3.
England's tour of Pakistan gets underway in Karachi as they fight out the first of 3 one-dayers. Both have shown good form. Now the challenge begins. Live and exclusive. Pakistan versus England tomorrow night, 8:30. Fox Sports.
Showtime is tuning in to a nobody. Everybody's watching.
There he is.
Not the best angle. Oh, no. Don't do that. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Ed TV. Coming soon to Showtime.
November 2000. Fox Sports keeping you in touch with all the big sporting events from around the globe. Rugby League. It's Australia's time to prove their supremacy, and Fox Sports delivers full coverage of all the excitement from the finals of the World Cup. International cricket. Pakistan takes on England and South Africa face New Zealand. Test match cricket at its best. Catch all the action live. A big month of golf with the US PGA and LPGA championships, the World Golf Championship, the $1 Million Challenge, plus the Australian PGA Championship, all exclusively live. Soccer, 11 live games from the English Premier League, including the long-awaited derby between old foes Manchester City and Manchester United. Basketball, join in on all the fanfare as the NBA returns to Fox Sports. Plus the NBL summer season hots up with 2 live games every week. Fox Sports, keeping you in touch with all the major sporting events in November.
Next week, Fox NFL Sunday begins with J.B. Terry, Howie, and Chris on America's favorite pregame show. Then Randy Moss and the Vikings look to hand Warren Sapp and the Buccaneers their 5th straight loss. Or the Rams unleash the best offense in the NFL on the 49ers. for other regional matchups. It's all right here on Fox, starting at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific next Sunday. Check your local listings. 1st and 10, Jacksonville. Here's Mark Brunell. Deep. Sowers out of bounds.
That's where Brunell is so dangerous, but the wide receiver going up the field can't get that close to the sideline. You have to be out here so that you give your quarterback room to throw it over your left shoulder. See, because he has to throw it away from the defender. Now, if he had been in a little more, then Brunell could have led him to the outside. But by leading him to the outside, he also let him out of bounds. And we're seeing that more and more in this league.
Only place they can go when they get that close.
But Sauer did have Deion Sanders beaten.
2nd and 10. This is Fred Taylor. Breaks a couple of tacklers again. Bernard Lang made the stop. Talk about the Jaguars injuries. The Redskins have had their share as well. Westbrook, Trey Johnson, Irving Fryer, Darrell Green, Keith Sims, all starters.
You know, and then you had Corey Raymer, the center, to him, and you see that they lost the middle of their line. That picture there was a Sean Barber. We saw the shot where he got it down there in the goal line on his right knee.
Barber's been replaced by Eddie Mason. Here's Brunell. Steps up and fires, and Brady again. Close to midfield. It's funny, I was talking to some of the Jaguar people yesterday when we were watching practice, and they were saying, we haven't gotten what we thought we would get from Brady. We haven't been able to utilize him much.
Now they're starting to get it now because, you know, I mean, he's such a big guy and a big target that if they're going to play zone and leave him alone, you have to find him and get the ball to him.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score: the Redskins 7, the Jaguars 3. Next Fox NFL Sunday from Jacksonville will continue after these messages.
Start spreading the news.
The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
We're going to pick one person and put that person's life on television live.
So, you've got the chance to become famous.
3, 2, and...
And the only thing you have to do...
There he is
share your life with a few million of your closest friends.
Don't do that.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Showtime is tuning in to a nobody everybody's watching.
I am going out with Ray, and all I can think about is you. Kiss him!
Don't you kiss.
Yes, go!
Matthew McConaughey, Jenna Elfman, Woody Harrelson, and Ellen DeGeneres.
What do we have Ed do next?
I really love your shirt.
I love this show, bro.
Sometimes 15 minutes of fame is 14 minutes too long.
Now that's television.
Ed TV. Coming soon to Showtime.
So this guy walks into a bar with a duck on his shoulder. The bartender says, you can't come in here with a pig. The guy says, it's not a pig, it's a duck. The bartender says, I'm talking to the duck.
Well, it was a duck.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get that at all.
Neither do I.
Who told it to you?
Coach.
Well, let's go over there and laugh anyway, so we don't get cut.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
Quarters, the Redskins lead 7-3 over Jacksonville.
Watch this. What we're doing here, Pat, is here's a matchup where we're putting it there in the box, so someone that wants to watch Baselli and Smith can watch them and watch the game.
And watch a reverse as R.J. Sowers winds up with the ball.
Bruce Smith go for it.
Yep.
That's the thing, you know, that the Redskins do so much. They always run the reverses, and that time the Jaguars just gave them one back.
By the way, John, in the Cincinnati game, Walter Payton's single game rushing record was broken by Corey Dillon with 278 yards on the ground. Busy day.
That's like 3 games.
Yeah. Brunell fakes to Taylor, comes out of the pocket. jumps out of bounds about 2 yards shy of a first.
Well, we saw Eddie Mason there. I mean, that's a thing that you have to do, is you want to keep containment. So you want to contain and keep a wall out here and a wall out here so he can't get out, but especially on this side, because anytime that he sees that you don't have containment, you see right there, there's no containment, see the block there? Now he knows that he can get outside, and then once he gets outside, he can either run or throw that ball.
3rd and 2 coming up.
No, I was just going to say, you can darn near anticipate if he's going to do it, it's going to go out that side.
He's back in the shotgun. The Jaguars need 2. Brunell up the middle of McCardle. And Keenan was saying yesterday that he's one of those wide receivers that doesn't mind coming across the middle.
Yeah, he'll go anywhere. I mean, he's a heck of a receiver. I mean, he'll go to the outside, he'll go deep, he'll go inside, and he does it all with the same enthusiasm. And how about that block that he got Monday night? In the Monday night game, on Fred Taylor's run, Keenan McCardle blocked 3 guys on 1 block.
They got him on the ground. I mean, 3 guys on the ground. That's Taylor. We talked to Keenan McCardle about what kind of receiver he is.
Mr. Do-it-all. You know, long pass, medium pass, short pass, whatever. You just do it. The dirty work, you know, the inside the hash work that a lot of the receivers don't like to do. You know, I do. Make the tough catches, make the blocks. You know, I just do it all. I mean, I want to be that complete receiver.
Well, he's complete. Here's Brunell. And he's going to take off. And he is taken down by Eddie Mason.
Eddie Mason's playing pretty well. Look at this play, Pat. Here's the one Monday night where Keenan McCardle gets 3 guys. And you're going to see him run. It's going to happen right there. I mean, here's McCardle right there. Point, point, point.
That's 3 of them down.
3 down with 1 shot.
And he's not that big a guy. I mean, he doesn't look like he'd be able to perform something like that.
Most people couldn't do that with a bowling ball in a bowling alley.
Right.
With 10 pins.
Here's Brunell back to throw. Lofts it. Smith. No, I beg your pardon. R.J. Soward. The rookie from SC.
Soward was open before. We saw him beat Dion earlier. And he ran out of bounds. They didn't get him that time. Mark Brunell got him. Soward got him. McCardle earlier got this crowd into it.
I saw him coming from that side of the field, that open. I thought that's got to be Jimmy Smith.
R.J. Soward could run.
He sure can. Hollis for the extra point.
You're not always sure where he's running to, but that time Mark Brunell knew. His cannon's going off all over the place.
And Mark Brunell has thrown a touchdown pass. The Jaguars lead 10-7.
Tuesday morning, the English Premier League.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant!
Some lovely attacking football.
Oh, wonderful goal! Oh, they are back in the game!
All the action from the English Premier League continues tomorrow morning. Southampton at the Dell for their showdown with Man City. Joe Royals Blues still finding their feet in the Premiership. Tuesday morning, Southampton, Manchester City, live and only on Fox Sports.
As the USA prepares for a new president, BBC World celebrates the many faces of the American people.
The white race came from us.
You're going to be nominated.
I hope so.
One day it'll happen.
You against who?
Everyone.
Explore the attitudes and opinions that shape this proud nation. State of the Union on BBC World.
England's tour of Pakistan gets underway in Karachi as they fight out the first of 3 one-dayers. Both have shown good form. Now the challenge begins. Live and exclusive. Pakistan versus England tomorrow night, 8:30. Fox Sports.
Hey, Howie, switch seats with me.
No way.
Come on, I've got the scoop on the Redskins-Giants game. I should be in the middle today.
Why don't you guys arm wrestle for it?
Okay.
Chris, are you sure that...
Go!
Nobody covers the NFL quite like Fox Sports.
Don't miss it.
Very funny.
Starting Friday morning live on Fox Sports, the USPGA NCR Classic from Disney's Magnolia and Palm Courses Orlando. Live and exclusive. The NCR Classic starts Friday morning at 7 on Fox Sports.
Lindsay's kickoff. Sails out of bounds, and that's tough penalty.
That brings the ball to the 40-yard line.
Receivers take the ball, 1st and 10, 40-yard line.
At the 40. But the Jaguars have the lead. 10-7 with 12:08 left to play.
England's tour of Pakistan gets underway in Karachi as they fight out the first of 3 one-dayers. Both have shown good form. Now the challenge begins. Live and exclusive. Pakistan versus England tomorrow night, 8:30. Fox Sports.
There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that are dead or dying from something.
Somewhere out here, somebody had to have seen what happened.
What price is he willing to pay?
I know who did it.
Objection.
To uncover the truth.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The truth. I thought we were talking about a court of law.
A civil action. Coming soon to Showtime.
Must be a day nighter. I thought they would have started by now.
Where's the cricket?
It's on Fox Sports.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, off to the pub then?
Summer's coming early on Fox Sports with live and exclusive coverage of 2 international tours. South Africa hosts New Zealand and England travels to Pakistan. We're bringing you both tours in their entirety, and the only place you'll see them is on Fox Sports, the leader in sports television.
Jacksonville 10, Washington 7. Pat Summerall to John Madden. As the Redskins have the ball at their own 40 after Lindsay's kickoff went out of bounds.
Jacksonville had just gotten that momentum with a touchdown pass from Mark Brunell to R.J. Soward.
Davis stopped by Tony Bracken.
Let's watch a touchdown again. Now watch Deion Sanders and how deep he is. Here's R.J. Soward. He's just going to come up with a little more and then run to the post. There's no safety there. The safety's on the other side, but Deion is really given a big cushion. And then he looks like he goes for a burst. Deion Sanders does. And there's no burst there.
Yeah, right.
You say, where is the free safety? He was right here. He's doubling away from Deion. That's Mark Carrier. He finally sees it now, and it's too late.
2nd and 10. Johnson's pass is deflected, I believe, by Brackens.
Brackens is one of those guys that's not having a great year this year, but has been a heck of a player. He lines up all over the place. He'll line up and down. Now he's right here at the end of the line of scrimmage. You see him working against Samuels, and that's the deal. They're going to double team him. But, you know, if you can't get there, just get your hand up in the air and get in the quarterback's passing lane.
Adrian Morrell into the Washington offensive setup. Here comes the blitz. Screen pass. They had the right play call. That's Larry Centers. And Centers gets about 8. Not enough for the first down.
Yeah, Kevin Hardy came free on that. You know, Dom Capers is the defensive coordinator, and they like to go to the 3-man line and then blitz off that. Here's Kevin Hardy, 51. He's the free guy. And you see, he just comes. Brad Johnson luckily was throwing a screen to that side so he could see Hardy coming and throw the ball around him, although they didn't get the first down.
Soward back deep.
That's what Dom Capers will do to you on 3rd down. No, he'll blitz you and make you make a decision quickly.
Barnhart's kick. He's got to go to Soward. Left it on the ground. And the Redskins are right there to take advantage of the turnover again. David Terrell.
Soward's the guy that just made the big play on one end. And you see what happens here. He lets the ball get too close to him. You got to catch that ball up higher and out in front of you. And if you think that the defender is that close, you have to fair catch it. You see, he let it come down too low and get too close to his body. If he knew that Terrell was that close, he should have fair caught it. Whew, that is a killer. Coach killer.
You score a touchdown and you're a hero, and in a few minutes, everything turns the other way.
I don't think that the Jaguars have a heck of a lot of confidence in Soward anyway.
No, I don't. You're exactly right. Davis doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. B.J. Slaughter and Kevin Hardy.
You look at the things we were talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars have to do is run. You look last season, 131 yards per game. That was the best in the NFL. This year, they're 24th in the NFL. In giveaways, last season, 18. Fewest in the NFL. This season, so far, 19.
And 2 today.
Right, so they have more than they had all of last year. And those are things that are killing them. Those are things that are killing coach. And that's why Tom Coughlin looks like that picture we just saw.
Yeah. Here's Brad Johnson back to throw it. Back across the field to Albert Connell, who scampers in for the Redskins.
And that was all pass protection because Brad Johnson had time to get back there, look to his right, look to his middle, and then finally come off to Connell on his left. Watch the time that he had. Watch it. This is great pass protection. See, look, he looks to the right, he pumps, he looks to the left, then he finally comes. Albert Connell was way over here. Yep. That had to be like his 4th read.
Had to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's good on Brad Johnson's part, but that pass protection was great on the offensive line's part.
The Redskins lead 13-10. 14-10. Hepner is good with the extra point.
Look at the time. Then Albert Connell's able to come all the way across the field.
There was a flag on the extra point.
It's against the Redskins, so they're going to have to kick it again.
Number 99 on the kicking team, 10 yards, re-kick.
Marco Coleman. So they'll back it up 10 and kick it again, or try to.
Well, I know that as an old kicker, you said there's no such thing as a chip shot. Well, was an extra point a chip shot?
No.
Okay, so that wasn't. So now the guy was kicking an extra point. Now he's kicking what would be a field goal for you guys, right?
Right.
And that's not a chip shot.
30 yards away. That's no chip shot.
It's a chip shot. It's a chip shot.
It's good.
There's an old nose tackle.
Nah. Believe it or not, those things are very quick, especially if they get after you.
Get back there.
Hey, Woz, get us some orange juice, will you?
Yeah, sure, Kev.
How's those apples, BRG? Here's Gary McCoy sliding the Yamaha. They're
That's why they call him Mr. Squiggle. Here you go, kid.
You are so embarrassing.
Get off your trolley and see the real McCoy at the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix Phillip Island this weekend. Gary McCoy has changed 500cc racing, so settle down to have an Aussie icon show you how it's really done. The Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix starts Friday, all 3 days live, only on Fox Sports.
Showtime is tuning in to a nobody. Everybody's watching.
There he is.
Not the best angle. Oh, no. Don't do that. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Ed TV. Coming soon to Showtime.
Next Monday, the San Francisco 49ers will need to dig deep when they lock horns with the St. Louis Rams in this NFC West battle. Live and exclusive, San Francisco and St. Louis, next Monday, 8 a.m., Fox Sports 2.
Washington 14, Jacksonville 10. 9:53 left in the second quarter. Redskins take advantage of another Jacksonville turnover to recapture the lead. It's 14-10. Chiron stiff. Chris Hepner to kick it off. Stiff fumbles it. Picks it up. Eddie Mason on the stop. A couple of milestones. Well, 3 milestones. Really, Kurt Warner left the game for the Rams with a broken finger in the third quarter. They lost their first game to Kansas City.
And that was a broken finger on his throwing hand,
Yep,
too.
right hand. 54-34 the final. Corey Dillon broke Walter Payton's 278-yard, 276 was what Payton did. Broke it by 2 yards. And thirdly, George Blanda's point record has been passed. I never thought that would happen.
I didn't either, but Gary Anderson did it today.
Yep.
And this is his 19th year in the league.
Fred Taylor bangs left, stopped by Stubblefield.
Yeah, but George Blanda, of course, you know, I coached George Blanda at Oakland, and he was the greatest competitor that I ever knew, and he had that all-time scoring record. I didn't think it would be broken, but as I said, Gary Anderson played for 19 seasons. This is his 19th year. George Blanda played 26 seasons.
Wow.
Now that's an amazing guy.
That won't be broken.
He was like 10 years older. I was a head coach, and he was 10 years older than me.
That's one that won't be broken. Here's Brunell looking. Now he scrambles. And Mark Brunell scrambles out of bounds.
And that was the thing that we're talking about, that, you know, how tough it is to play right defensive end or be on that right side against Mark Brunell, because if anything breaks down, you know that he's always going to the left. I mean, every time that he is, God, if he's going to come out, he's going to come out this way. So if you're the end guy, you can't get caught inside, because if you get caught inside, he's going to do this. Now, once he does this, he still has the option to throw the ball or to run the ball. And that takes a lot of aggressiveness for the guy that's playing out here.
Third and 4.
Away.
Brunell. That's Jimmy Smith. And it depends on where they mark it. Deion Sanders.
The fans didn't like that mark. That's the thing. Remember, it's where the ball is when you go out or you go down. It's not where you go out or where you go down. It's where the football is. Jaguars are going to have to punt. Look at this spot here. We see the stunt here. Now, it's where he's tackled there. Now, where the ball is. You see the ball is back. That wasn't a first down. I could see that. I mean, you could see that it wasn't close to a first down.
Plus, Deion takes him back.
See, the ball never did get beyond that first down marker. But maybe it did. They changed the spot. The guy spotted it and said that it did. And then they come and chase it and said it is a first down.
It's 1st and 10.
That was amazing. It looked like he was behind the first down marker.
That's Fred Taylor. Across the 35, about the 36, stopped by Eddie Mason.
And that was really something because it looked like the spot. They spotted it back there where it would be fourth down.
It looked like they were going to have to
punt. And then the fans started to go. The Jaguars went over there. The next thing they respotted the ball. Again right here in the box.
Brunell alone in the shotgun, throws high, intended for Anthony Johnson.
And Bruce Smith has a little of his aggressiveness taken away, not only by Tony Baselli, who's very tough because he's so big and so strong, you don't want to get close to him, but also from Mark Brunell getting out to that side so much in this first half. Bruce Smith told us last night, hey, he said, I've battled this guy before, and we've had some great battles. And he said, it's not going to be pretty. Here it is again. We're going to watch the same battle again.
Brunell has Taylor back with him. That's Baselli again.
They'll run 176.
Here's Brunell. Ducking under and taken down by Sam Shade on a safety blitz.
That's the thing that they did because he was having so much success where they would take Bruce Smith and run him up the field, and then Brunell would start up and then go out to the left. That time they came on a blitz. They brought Sam Shade in there. So when Bruce Smith went to the outside, Sam Shade was right to the inside when Brunell went to step up.
Brian Barker back to kick, and James Thrash is deep for the Redskins.
Well, they got the spot changed, and it didn't do any good, did it?
Bounces around. Thrash comes up with it. And Thrash is still on his feet. And still running is James Thrash to midfield almost. Well, they were saying, Norm Turner was saying, and the rest of the Redskins were saying James Thrash is coming on. And indeed he is.
Start spreading the news.
The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
With only 3 seconds left, all Dallas can possibly hope for is a Hail Mary. Wait a minute, is that the field goal unit?
That's right, Bob. Floyd probably has a 9-iron, and in this rain, that's no gimme.
Floyd nailed it. Unbelievable.
These guys are good.
Fox Sports is on a trip down memory lane to relive those golden moments in sports.
What a player, John Eales. His kick has retained the Bledisloe Cup.
Turning back the hands of time to see the victories, the trials and tribulations, the joys, the sorrows. Relive those unforgettable moments with Fox Sports Gold. Weeknights at 6 on Fox Sports.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports. Nobody.
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 Juice, baby.
Absolutely nobody.
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 Blah.
Nobody.
And I mean nobody.
This weekend in the NBL, Adelaide battles Sydney, Melbourne clash with Wollongong, and Victoria take on Cairns.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports.
Nobody.
That was sweet, wasn't it?
The Redskins 14, the Jaguars 10, 6:23 left in the first half. Redskins ball at their own 49. Davis. He scored the first Redskin touchdown, but he's been rather quiet since then. Kevin Hardy on the tackle.
You know, I think the Jaguars are reading one thing here, that anytime Larry Centers is in there at fullback, it's kind of a passing type thing. And anytime that Mike Sellers is in there, He's the other fullback who weighs 260 pounds. When he's in there, then it's usually a run.
Wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, I would play that hard. I would play Mike Sellers. This is Mike Sellers in here now. And that's when the Jaguars are playing run awfully aggressively.
Well, they changed things around then, and Brad Johnson's going deep. And he has a man, Albert Connell. Touchdown, Redskins.
What a throw by Brad Johnson.
I mean, from the ground.
Albert Connell was double. And that was that thing that we were talking about earlier, that first down play pass and how successful they are throwing on first down. The Jaguars really weren't fooled. They had double coverage. They had two guys there. Here's Albert Connell. Watch him. There's a fake. He gives that corner there. He goes to the outside. Then he comes back in. He really made a heck of a move there. But there were two guys on him, and he just beat both of them.
Mike Logan got turned all the way around.
Yeah, Connell not only used his speed on that one, but he used some moves, too.
Hepner for the extra point. Which is good, and it's Washington 21. Jacksonville 10. Still a lot of time left in the first half.
Hey, Coach, look at these cool round things I found on the field. What are they?
Oh, they're footballs, you numbskull. We need them for the game. No wonder we haven't scored. Now go put them back where you found them.
That's why the game is called football. Now put them back.
I'll put them back.
That's right. That's right. That's the last time I hire a temp.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning. Starting Friday morning live on Fox Sports, the USPGA NCR Classic from Disney's Magnolia and Palm Courses Orlando. Live and exclusive, the NCR Classic starts Friday morning at 7 on Fox Sports.
He's here. Now they're going to fake out here. Now that gets this corner affected. Here's the safety. He comes over, and Connell just splits them both. Watch the move that he makes. This is a cover two. See, the corner's rotating up. The safety's over. He gets by the corner. Watch the move he made on the safety. He makes a move on the safety, and then just splits both of them. And Mike Logan really goes for this one. See, the corner goes for the fake in the backfield. Logan goes for the fake right there, and then he just outruns Donovan Darius.
Right. That's the way you draw him up.
But still, there's three guys involved. There's a corner who should have gotten a bump. There's Mike Logan, who's over on the top, that has to, at some point, get in coverage. Then there's Darius Donovan that has to get back there to help.
A lot of those corners don't seem to get bumps anymore.
No, especially when there's a run fake at him.
Yep. This is stiff. Out of bounds at the 35.
Brad Johnson has really looked relaxed today, and look what he's done. This is a 15-yard line, so anything under 15 is 2 for 4 on the left, 2 for 2 in the middle. Hasn't thrown anything to this right section out here, either short or deep. 1 for 2 in the middle in the touchdown, 1 for 1 outside deep. So he's really throwing to the middle, right in here, and to the left, and he's not throwing to the right. He hasn't thrown or completed a pass to his right, either short or deep yet.
That certainly would not be true of Mark Brunell.
Mark Brunell's stuff is all going to be to the left.
Yeah. Like right there. That's Damian Shelton.
He doesn't do a lot. I mean, Shelton doesn't get a lot. I mean, if someone's going to run the ball, it's Fred Taylor.
Right.
Well, that was close to hitting the ground, though, there, isn't it? And then what Shelton is he's one of those fullbacks, fullbacks who's a blocker, and every once in a while they throw him a little bone.
2nd and 2. This is Taylor. Taylor's got more than a bone.
Oh, he can go. Nope.
He steps out of bounds.
Yeah, he kind of did that same thing in that long run on Monday night. And you wonder if his knee is normal or not.
Well, I don't think so.
No, I mean, because he just stopped on that one. I mean, we could start at any speed. I mean, we can go slow speed, we can go fast speed, forward, backward, the whole thing. But I think that he just made that and decided he couldn't outrun anyone. He tried to make a move. The move didn't work, so he just stepped out of bounds.
Brunell fakes to Taylor again. Here comes the rush, and he throws back across the field to Brady. One of the Redskins falls down, and Brady gets inside the 25 to about the 23. Derek Smith finally brought him down.
That's something here where you roll or sprint left. You watch him, he's going to come out left to this side and then throw back all the way to the right. See, he goes play fake to the left, then sprint to the left, then he stops and throws all the way back to Brady, who came across the field. Usually you do that with a bootleg or a waggle. That time he did it with a play fake, and he went to the same side as the play fake.
That's Zach Wiegert that they're working on. Here's Taylor again. Taylor hammers up the middle to the 11.
Taylor, after the Jaguars got that first 3 points, he was upset, and he said, you know, we have to get touchdown. And they do have to get touchdown. And this is where they have to do it. I mean, they have to get down here and, you know, get that good blocking, get that good running, because they look like they're starting to wear this Redskin defense down a little. Talking about Fred Taylor and the moves that he makes and whether he has the full-out speed. His legs were moving pretty good there.
They were. Todd Fordham is the right offensive tackle now. Fred Taylor stopped by Stubblefield.
Stubblefield made a good play on that one, knowing that he was play side. You see him right here, and he's going to take this outside here. So when the ball snapped, you see him take right to the outside. He just beats a guard right there. That was Brad Meester was the left guard. He just beat him right on the line of scrimmage. Brad Meester, not only a left guard, but the rookie left guard. Rookie being the key word against St. Stubblefield.
2nd and 13. Here's Brunell to throw it. As intended from Brady. Left his feet. That's Wiegert that they're working on the sideline.
And Zach Wiegert is the guy that was the normal right guard of the Jaguars. When Leon Searcy got hurt, they moved Wiegert to right tackle. That's a position that he's playing. They hope to get Searcy back. In fact, they think that they may get him back after Thanksgiving, and then they would move Wiegert, as long as he's okay, back into right guard.
Right now it's up to Todd Fordham. Here's Brunell out of the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Got it off soon enough, and soured. It was there. And he couldn't hang on.
Soured has really been tough on Brunell today. The fans are booing him now. He was the guy that the ball hit. Deion Sanders got it. He's also the guy, here's earlier today, that's where he kind of dropped one there. And then here's the one that hit off him and Deion got. And here's the punt return that he dropped. And then we just saw the touchdown pass that he dropped.
33-yard field goal attempt by Mike Hollis is good.
And here's the last one.
This is 6. Not anymore. 21-13.
We are the giants of rugby league. And 15 teams from around the world are on a collision course, determined to bring the Aussies down to earth. England will be the first to try when they meet in the opening game at Twickenham. Can anybody stop us getting our hands on the trophy? The Rugby League World Cup starts Sunday, October 29th, live on Fox Sports 2.
Beautiful day in Jacksonville.
Hey, is that river you were telling me about, the St. John's?
Yes, that's it.
That's it?
Yep.
And it flows south?
Flows north.
Oh, flows north.
The only major river.
Yeah. Every other river would flow south.
Yeah, right. On the left, the upper part of your picture is the Matthews Bridge, and that's the Hart Bridge.
That's like going up the down escalator?
Yep, something like that.
You mean in this whole country, that's the only one?
Only major river, yeah.
Only major river. Huh. How would you know?
Because I grew up here.
No, I know, but I mean, how do you know that it's flowing, which way it's flowing?
I don't know. That's too tough a question. Adrian Morrell with the run back.
Jay Soward is having some kind of day, isn't he?
Tonight, it's the television event of the year. A city is ripped apart at the seams while the whole world looks on. Mike Hampton and the Mets look to get even with Roger Clemens and the Yankees, while the men in pinstripes look to take a commanding 2-0 lead. The World Series takes center stage. The Mets and the Yankees, World Series Game 2 tonight at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, here on Fox.
How do you think Piazza's going to feel when Clemens is up? Do you think Clemens will throw inside on him?
I think he's got to.
He does on everyone, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. The last game he pitched, he was just overpowered. 21-13, Redskins.
Fox Sports is on a trip down memory lane to relive those golden moments in sport.
What a player, John Eales. His kick has retained the Bledisloe Cup.
Turning back the hands of time to see the victories, the trials and tribulations, the joys, the sorrows. Relive those unforgettable moments with Fox Sports Gold. Weeknights at 6 on Fox Sports.
Hey, Mark, let's roll!
Let's go, boys! Let's go!
Do we score? These players nowadays, they're just running around flawless.
Cleaner threw my clothes out the window. Will you come keep me warm?
Come on, keep your shirt on, Billy Bob.
It's a strip club, man! I'm here to work! We do things right here my way.
This is your opportunity. For you. Playing football may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life. Disobey me, and I will bury you.
It's just a football game.
No, it's not.
If you don't win tonight, no district title, no shot at state.
Only way we're going back down the field without you.
James Vanderbeek and John Voight.
We have the opportunity to play like God.
Let's be heroes.
Varsity Blues. Premiere season commences November 4 on Showtime.
How do you make magic?
You do a lot of interviews. You feel like you've given up a lot of yourself.
BBC World lifts the lid of the media machine and talks revealingly to the stars. The entertainment biz. Find out how it works on BBC World.
136 yards. They've only had the ball just over 8 minutes, but turnovers again, as they always are, a big factor.
Yeah, because Jacksonville is really running all areas.
Fumble. Ball's loose, and that's Brackens with it. And the Jaguars get a break.
Oh, you better watch out, Brackens.
Yes, he had.
Brackens tried to put one of the brokens on him.
And a flag on the play.
See yourself.
There's the flag.
You say, how was Brackens back there? He's a defensive lineman. That was a zone blitz, and he dropped. He dropped as a defender, so you have a linebacker becomes a rusher, and a defensive lineman becomes a linebacker, and that's why Tony Brackens was back there.
And Tony Brackens put in a little something extra.
Well, he did, and just trying to get up.
It's against Jacksonville.
But it will be Jacksonville's ball because it'll be a post possession.
Unnecessary roughness, number 90. Intercepting, recovering team. 15-yard penalty.
See what happens, John.
Well, you start off, Brackens is right here, and he starts off like he's a defensive end. You see, and then he's going to drop back. You see him come all the way across here like he's a linebacker. Then when the ball is hit and fumbled, he's right there, and he picks it up, and he starts to run. Now, everything's okay so far. Now watch when he starts to stand up. Watch his right knee. Right there. That's what they got in. I'm going to say that's unnecessary. I mean, that goes beyond unnecessary. Yeah. That's just stupid. You need something to change momentum. You're behind. You finally make a play. You get the ball. Just get up and go off the field.
Jay Lewenberg was the recipient of anger. That means that guy he kicked.
Well, then they have another official. You know, they're one referee in the white hat, and the other officials come, and the referee doesn't see everything because he's back and his job is just to watch and protect the quarterback. So his officials have to come up and tell him what they saw in their area, and that's what they're doing now. Bob McElwee is the referee again in a white hat, listening to what all the officials are saying that they had.
Number 90 will be disqualified for kicking a man.
That means number 90 is out of the game.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. It was a 15-yard penalty. You knew that. And then they were talking about, is it worthy of disqualification? And they decided that it was. Now, Tony Brackens has to leave the field. He can't stay on the field. And you
Leuenberg.
Yep, and you can see here, right there. You see he hit a little there, and then the knee. Then I think there may have been another.
There's another kick,
too.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the play is really over. I mean, there's no one going after him. See, there's a kick. That's what it was. It was.
Yeah.
That's what they got him. I mean, they got him the knee earlier, and then when the guy was down, he got him with a kick. Now he can't stay there.
You got to go.
Yeah. He has to leave the field.
8:28.
At some point, someone's going to tell him that.
And if he doesn't leave, they'll get another penalty. Intended for Jimmy Smith. Incomplete.
I don't think anyone has seen Bracken still on the field because there's no time to get off. He just has to go right when he's disqualified. He has to go off the field.
Jimmy Smith, there was doubt whether or not he'd play at all.
Well, he didn't practice all week. I was there on Friday, and he didn't practice. Yesterday they had a walkthrough, and he was out there, but he didn't really practice or run one time.
There goes Brackens. It's a handoff to Taylor. He gets into Redskin territory and gets a Jaguar first down.
Yeah, look, I mean, they brought the police out to take him off. That's kind of strange at home. They get the security to take him, but I mean, they do that a lot on the road.
There's Brunell back to throw again. Pass complete. Alvis with it.
If they didn't have that 15-yard penalty that Brackens got for him, he did make a good play, in getting the ball. But if they didn't have that 15-yard penalty, they would be in field goal range right now.
They certainly would. A minute left. Brunell back to throw and throws outside. Flag on the play.
Ooh, that's going to be on Baselli, too. This is going to be
McCardell.
This is going to be against Tony Baselli. Hands to the face. I saw it. I saw the one that the referee called. I know it's going to be on Baselli, on Bruce Smith. He put his hands.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 26 defense, illegal use of the hand, hands to the face, number 71 offense. Those penalties offset. Replay the down.
This is the one that I saw is Tony Baselli right here. Watch his hand come up to the face. You see his right hand come up there?
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Now the referee is on that same side, and this is the one that they missed there. That could have been a face mask there, but they got the other face mask.
They got Drakeford. So they were offsetting penalties in the same situation. First down. Brunell under pressure, backed up, tried to set up a screen. Bruce Smith was in his face.
Bruce Smith was in his face, and Marco Coleman came off with the receiver. That, they're playing. We talked about this over the last few weeks. That defenses seem to be playing the screen better than the offenses are running the screen. That time, Bruce Smith got the pressure. The other end, Marco Coleman came off with Fred Taylor.
2nd and 10. Brunell out of the shotgun. That's McCardell in motion. Brunell. Incomplete. Mark Carrier there to knock it away, and almost came away with an interception.
Yeah, because Kyle Brady fell down. Mark Brunell is telling him, you got to keep coming. You have to keep coming across. Kyle Brady went to hold up, you know, to run a hook pattern, and in doing so, he fell down. And Brunell, as Brady was falling down, Brunell was right in the throwing motion. You know, and it was one of those things where he got the point of no return. He couldn't bring it back, and Brady was on the ground.
3rd and long. Brunell back to throw it. Here comes some. Bruce Smith got inside. Now he fires to the outside. It's incomplete. And right down for a second. Let's go down to D.J. Johnson.
Hey, Pat and John, I overheard Tony Brackens on his way into the locker room, and he said there was a little, you know, a little bit going on under the pile there. He said that he had his arm bent back by someone. Someone grabbed his arm, bent it behind his back, and I'm assuming it was very painful. And at that point, he got up, retaliated, and as we all know, it's usually the retaliator is the one that gets caught. Back up to you, Pat.
Mike Hollis will attempt a 51-yard field goal.
And he also added this 15 yards to the field goal.
Yep. That's good. From 51 yards out, Hollis hits. And it's 21-16.
That was pretty good. I think the Jaguars needed that at the end of this. I mean, not necessarily a field goal instead of a touchdown, but they needed a score here to kind of change this thing around, because they know going in that they can move the ball on this Redskin defense.
Had a little extra room. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JV, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and there have been a lot today. And our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. And there have been a lot of those today. That's all coming up on the Visa halftime report.
You know, the other thing we have at halftime here live, it's amazing. If you could get in it, I don't know. Can you still kick?
No.
Oh, well. Anyway, what they're doing for 40 yards, a 40-yard field goal, someone they're going to pick out and let someone kick or try a 40-yard field goal. And if they make it, they get $1 million.
I think I could recapture some strength for $1 million bucks. Yeah.
$1 million to kick a 40-yard field goal. They're going to do that at halftime. Heck, for $1 million, I'd try it.
Lindsay. The kick is short. Fielded by Morrell. Adrian Morrell gets it back up to about the 34-yard line. The wait is finally over. Emmy Award-winning David E. Kelly, the creator of Practice, and Ally McBeal, brings you his newest series, Boston Public. Coming right at you tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, followed by the season premiere of Ally McBeal on Fox.
You're talking about the halftime show. Do you think any of those 4 guys could kick a field goal, 40 yards?
No.
Well, if you had to take one, who would you take?
Howie.
You take Howie?
Yeah.
I'd take JB.
JB is a basketball player.
Played basketball at Harvard. That's why I'd take him. Makes sense to me.
Johnson to Connell. Redskin first down with 16 seconds left. 18 left.
It's a different Albert Connell we're seeing right now than the one we saw a couple weeks ago when he went wild on the sideline just before halftime. Now it looks like he's kind of calmed down and into this game.
Don't forget, coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. All coming up on the Visa halftime report. Okay, you got Howie. I got Howie.
Yeah.
You got JB.
Yeah, JB. And then
from 40 yards.
Yeah, 40 yards. 40-yard field goal. But the key thing is for $1 million. See, that's, I mean, a lot of people.
Pressure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can like make free throws, kick field goals. When you put $1 million hard on the line, then we see who's who.
Bradshaw's going to be hurt, I know.
And so will Chris Collins.
Yeah. Brad Johnson pass caught by Connell. Lost it on the way down.
That one official saying the ball was down. I don't know what the other 2 officials are saying.
The receiver never hit the ground.
Well, what they're saying now, it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
The first guy came in and he signaled that the ball was down, that he was down there, and the second guy said incomplete pass. Now, to be a complete pass, you have to come down with both feet and control of the ball. He never gets down. He never gets both feet down.
Mike Logan.
Look at the hit that Brad Johnson got, as you said, by Mike Logan.
Yeah.
But the definition of a reception is you have to catch the ball, have control of the ball, come down with both feet, and then start to make a football move.
Connell was airborne for most of that incompletion.
He was airborne for 12 seconds.
Yep. Comes the Hail Mary. And knocked away in the end zone by Craig Miller.
And the Redskins are going to get another Hail Mary. They got a double Hail Mary here.
1 second left.
Yeah. Clock is stopped.
That's Donovan Darius.
They're going to have to go line up and do it again. The Redskins are going to line up and do it again.
Play 1 more second. Darius Thompson comes in for the Redskins. He's fresh. Number 13, Thrash, comes out with him.
Well, here's their bunch here. They'll run it to that side.
And Andre Reed.
Timeout.
Jacksonville timeout. They weren't ready
That
for
is their
one more
first
play.
charge. Timeout.
I don't know if they had 11 guys out there.
I'm not sure.
They never did get adjusted to the formation. And the thing is, if you only have 1 second, you might as well take the timeout. You see here, they're all here, and they're not ready for the snap of the ball. They didn't get lined up. They have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They had 12 guys. They had a good defense.
Yeah.
Let me count them again.
Extra guy out there. So that's the way to take care of the Hail Mary.
But you know the bad thing about that, and the reason they had to take time out if they have 12 is that the game or half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Right.
So then the Redskins, if they would have thrown against an illegal defense, would have gotten that play. Plus they would have gotten another one.
37 and 14. The bunch is to the left. And Johnson's going to do it again.
That's good.
9 deep. Out of the end zone. That bounced around a few times, didn't it?
Looked like a pinball machine. What a chance for something.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, the Redskins 21, the Jaguars 16. Fox NFL Sunday will continue from Jacksonville after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
This fall.
Monday on Fox Sports, catch up with all the weekend results on Australia's best sports news. The back page looks at the news behind the headlines. We go off-road racing in the Aussie bush, plus the Villa-Sunderland clash.
We're going to pick one person and put that person's life on television live.
So, you've got the chance to become famous.
3, 2, and...
And the only thing you have to do...
There he is
share your life with a few million of your closest friends.
Don't do that.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Showtime is tuning in to a nobody everybody's watching.
I am going out with Ray, and all I can think about is you.
Hit him!
Don't you get...
Yes, go!
Matthew McConaughey, Jenna Elfman, Woody Harrelson, and Ellen DeGeneres.
What do we have Ed do next?
I really love your show.
I love this show, bro.
Sometimes 15 minutes of fame is 14 minutes too long.
Now that's television.
Ed TV. Coming soon to Showtime.
You guys are still screwing up on that play. How many times have I got to tell you? You got to put more pressure on the quarterback. Get your hands on him. It's like milking a cow. You grab hold of the udder and squeeze till there's nothing left. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Understand?
I get it. My dad used to work on a farm. We had fresh eggs every morning.
No, you missed the point. Let's try this. A train pulls out of the station at 5 o'clock.
Yeah?
A second train pulls out at 2 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Which one gets to San Jose first?
Well, which train is carrying the milk and which train is carrying the eggs?
Okay. I can see I'm not getting through to you guys. Let me start from scratch. Now,
Hey, I was on a farm once. I got the ride on the tractor. They grew nothing but garnish. Acres and acres of parsley. Is that what you grew on your farm?
No, just apples.
Oh, okay, apples. That's good. I give each of you 2 apples. I take one of the apples and cut it into 4 equal slices, okay?
Are they red apples or green apples?
What about the trains?
Huh?
I was just thinking that if the trains get to the station at the same time, where are the people going to eat?
They can eat the apples.
Okay, forget the train. Forget the apples and the farm. Listen, make a straight line to the quarterback. You get a good tight grip on him, you lift him into the air, and you throw him straight to the ground. The play's that simple.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? By the way, can I get that apple now?
Whatever.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And we'd like to welcome those of you who've been watching Washington and Jacksonville to the Visa Halftime. Right now, Washington leading it by the score of 21-16. Albert Connell, 2 touchdown catches, his first 2 of the year.
Darryl Green, I miss you. After 125 straight games, you have to miss one because of a sprained calf. Brad Johnson doing a great job looking downfield. Everyone drops off deep, so he turns around and says, Albert Connell, bail me out. 11-yard touchdown reception, 14-10 Washington. Pumps again. All this does is get the corner to the outside, allows Connell to come to the inside. Hey, Albert Connell, what happened? 49-yard touchdown reception. Man, the Skins looking awfully good first half, 21-16 over the Jaguars.
And we give it enough props to Howie's Raiders. Tim Brown, 2 touchdown receptions. He's got 6 in his last 5 games. Jerome Bettis goes over 9,000 yards rushing. Kent Graham benched in favor of Cordell Stewart. 13-0 Steelers. Kurt Warner suffered a broken finger on his throwing hand. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. Most points by the Chiefs since 1966. Panthers, George Seifert now 4-0 against his old squad, the 49ers.
Jimmy Kimmel's upset pick.
Give him credit, huh?
Got to.
Hey, are you still on the Saints bandwagon?
Saints bandwagon. I'm the one bailing them out. They're 4-3 now, looking awfully good. Ricky Williams now 5 straight 100-yard rushing games.
Cowboys' largest margin of victory since 1980, 48 points, 48-7 over the Cardinals.
Eagles 13-9. Hey, how about this job right here by the good man up there? Nice little Andy Reid doing a good job coaching.
And Donovan McNabb carrying it out pretty nicely as well. Vikings pull it out 31-27. Your guy, who did you play with? Gary Anderson.
2004 points in 19 season. He breaks the all-time scoring record held by George Blanda, who played 26.
Edgar and James Powers are close to victory, and the Titans knock off the Ravens. Ravens have now not scored a touchdown in 4 consecutive games.
Slow down, JB.
Uh-oh, Chris.
Slow down.
Chris,
get it right.
Call it, Chris.
The Bengals 31, the Broncos 21. Corey Dillon with a new single-game rushing record, breaking Walter Payton.
And who also held the rushing record for rookies?
Corey Dillon in Cincinnati.
Washington, Jacksonville.
Well, you know, although Jacksonville, Brunell has been sacked 4 times, I think they're doing a much better job, especially in the interior 3 of protecting the quarterback, which is allowing that tightened battle out there between Bazzelli and Bruce Smith to occur. And it's allowing Brunell the opportunity to step up in the pocket. And what a difference breaking off contracts talks makes in Brad Johnson's arm. Boy, he's throwing the ball down the football field.
A little secret motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have it.
You know, Jacksonville came into this game allowing 32 sacks of Mark Brunell already this season, 4 in the first half of this game. You talked to Keenan McCardell, and he absolutely has said that he doesn't get a chance to run his routes down the route as well as he would like to. He has to break them off. Go ahead, JB.
Some to local news, others back for Corey Dillon's record breaker and Kansas City's victory over St. Louis.
Get that finger thing.
Tuesday morning, the English Premier League.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Some lovely attacking football. Oh, wonderful goal! Oh, they are back in the game.
All the action from the English Premier League continues tomorrow morning. Southampton at the Dell for their showdown with Man City. Joe Royals Blues still finding their feet in the Premiership. Tuesday morning, Southampton, Manchester City, live and only on Fox Sports.
Sleep. Seductive. Refined. Extravagant. Enough about the ad. What about the car? Top Gear, Style and Substance. On BBC World.
This weekend on Fox Sports, Phillip Island is the venue and we take you there for full coverage of the Australian Grand Prix. From practice and qualifying sessions to race day, Fox Sports delivers all the action live. There's plenty of cricket as the one-day internationals continue. Pakistan take on England and South Africa face New Zealand live and exclusive. Plus, there's 2 live games in the English Premier League, including the clash between Bradford and Leeds. That's this weekend on Fox Sports.
Basketball. The NBA returns to Fox Sports. Plus, the NBL summer season hots up with 2 live games every week. That's Fox Sports in November.
The halftime along with the Blonde Bomber. I'm James Brown. He's got the highlights.
Kurt Warner injured right hand, broken finger on his right hand, has to leave the game. Elvis Gerbach fires down. Derek Alexander, 30-yard touchdown reception, 34-14. Chiefs over the Rams. Trent Green in for the Warner, injured Warner, fires down the middle, post route, 22-yarder to Isaac Bruce, 40-28. Kansas City still leaving. Gerbach leaves, injuring his right elbow after being hit by DeMarco Farr and Leonard Little. In comes Warren Moon, 8-yard touchdown pass to Troy Drayton. Your final 54-34. The Chiefs take care of the Rams. Ricky Williams, 26-yard touchdown run. Williams, his 3rd touchdown for the day, a career high, and he rushed for 100 yards 5 straight games. Chandler back, firing Terrence Mathis, 33-yard touchdown, great catch. Go for 2, you bet. Reggie Kelly, catch it, can't do it. 2 points, no good. 21-19, Saints beat Atlanta. Dante Culpepper rolls right, fires left. 39-yard touchdown reception. Look at this. Randy Moss, great concentration. 28-27, history being made. Gary Anderson, I played with him. 21-yard field goal, there it is. 2,004 points, breaking George Blanda's record. Gary played 19 years, Blanda 26. Peyton Manning rolling right. Turns around, 2nd touchdown on the day, 2 to Marvin Harrison. This one covering 78 yards. It's 16-14, New England. Edgerrin James, get it in, get it over. There it is. Touchdown to 3 yards, 2-point conversion failed. 23 New England, 30 the Colts. History being made again. Corey Dillon, 278 yards rushing on the day. Breaks the NFL rushing record held by the great and the late Walter Payton. 31-21, Cincinnati finally wins the game. Break up the Bengals.
Just to put this in perspective, you played with Gary Anderson.
I played with Gary Anderson. Buffalo cut him. We picked him up.
Second half of Visa continues.
That's good, wasn't it?
Start spreading the news. The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
Another Fox Sports snapshot taken by Inside Sport.
State champion shot putter.
I thought I was a bit of a crash rod surfer until I got too big one day.
I thought about wrestling, but, needed to put on about 200 kilos.
Probably at soccer as a goalie.
I think I probably would have made it as a professional surfer. You just have to ask my mates down at Manly about that.
Yeah, I think so. Tennis.
Probably not. Maybe soccer.
Maybe I could have been a pretty good fisherman, but that's about it.
Golf.
Football. I'm a tight end. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Please don't put that in there. Please. Please don't do that. Please.
This Fox Sports snapshot was taken by Inside Sport.
There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that are dead or dying from something.
Somewhere out here, somebody had to have seen what happened.
What price is he willing to pay?
I know who did it.
Objection. To uncover the truth.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The truth. I thought we were talking about a court of law.
A civil action. Coming soon to Showtime.
Hey, Woz, get us some orange juice, will you? Yeah, sure, Kev.
How's those apples, BRT? Here's Gary McCoy sliding the Yamaha.
That's why they call him Mr. Swiggle. Here you go, Kev. You are so embarrassing.
Get off your trolley and see the real McCoy at the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix, Phillip Island, next weekend. Gary McCoy has changed 500cc racing, so settle down to have an Aussie icon show you how it's really done. The Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix starts next Friday, all 3 days live, only on Fox Sports.
John, you know, before the halftime break, we were talking about the $1 million kick from 40 yards out. Well, they tried.
That's old Bill Watson. He's out right here in Jacksonville.
You know Bill?
No, but that's the first time I've ever seen Bill, as a matter of fact. But he took a pretty good shot at it. I mean, you know, it didn't go through. He didn't make the mill. I mean, he got 5,000. I think they gave him just for trying.
You asked me about chip shots. There's no such thing.
I mean, yeah, Bill Watson never thought that was a chip shot. Look at this, the Redskins, you know, 27 rush yards, the Jaguars only 18. Now that's surprising because both of these teams came into this game and they wanted to run the ball. I think they both found out that passing is a little easier. And look at this one. The Jaguars have 2 turnovers here, and then that leads directly to 14 Redskin points. So when the Jaguars made their mistakes, the Redskins took advantage of them for 2 touchdowns.
Most of the time when you get to the end of the year, turnovers are counted up. That's the factor. Let's go down to DJ Johnson.
Hey, Pat John, at the half, Redskin coach Norv Turner said they simply need to keep on to the ball. They said when they've given the ball away to the Jaguars have done a great job in converting. He said they've had some crucial drop passes, and that's helped them out. I talked to Tom Coughlin. He said, you're right. We did have some crucial drop passes, crucial turnovers, and just some stupid penalties in that first half. He said in the second half, they have to make sure they don't beat themselves before the Redskins beat them. I tell you what's not going to help their cause in the second half. Zach Wiegert and Jimmy Smith will not return. Back up to you, Pat.
All right, DJ, thank you. Jimmy Smith, they weren't sure about whether he was going to play or not at all. Here is Steve Davis.
That was the same type of thing. You know, the Jaguars are playing Stephen Davis as an inside runner. And again, you know, like he did earlier, he starts inside, and then they all kind of clog to the inside, and then he bounces it to the outside.
And he's got enough speed to do that. That's how he scored the first Redskin touchdown.
If you look, he's going to come in here. You see, and he's going to see that there's nothing there. You see, it's all botched up in there. But when he sees it's botched up in there, he also finds, hey, it looks pretty good to the outside.
So it's 2nd and 1. Davis bounces for a Redskin first down.
Stephen Davis off here, tackled by Kevin Hardy and T.J. Slaughter. Game 4, first down.
Brad Johnson in the first half, 8 out of 14, 2 touchdowns. Stephen Davis, 9 for 39. The long one got the touchdown. Albert Connell, 5 receptions for 115 yards. That's a pretty good day already.
And 2 touchdowns for Albert Connell.
Davis out of the pack to about the 47, stopped by Mike Logan.
You know, Stephen Davis has shown us 3 things in his last 3 runs. 1, that he can bounce to the outside and run with a little speed. 2, that he can bang it up in there on the second one. And then 3rd, that he can take it and run it and make moves inside and then keep going. Look at here, he's run 4 times to the left, 4 times up the middle, and twice to the right. Gained most of his yardage to the left, 28 yards. But he's a complete back. I mean, he can run that thing anywhere. And he'll also block and he'll also catch.
Reverse thrash. Upended at midfield by Aaron Beasley.
Aaron Beasley was just waiting for that one. Yep. The Jaguars were, you know, that the Redskins run so many reverses, it's just like a regular play to them. So when the ball starts away, then you better hold someone back to this side. Andy Heck gets out there in front, gets a little block, but Beasley, the corner, he was just waiting there. Watch him. Watch 21, Aaron Beasley. That's a good tackle.
Yes, it is.
But it was a good read, too. I mean, he didn't start running across the field, or he wasn't run off by the receiver or anything.
2nd and 7. Davis behind the line by Donovan Darius.
Yeah, that's what they talk about when you talk the 8-man up. You know, to stop the run, you got to get the 8th man in the box. And that's exactly, you see 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th guy up here. And you just see that they get the penetration right there. And the guy that gets the penetration is Donovan Darius, who's a safety, who is the 8th man up. Now, when you get 8 men up, you are always going to have a free guy. You just hope the free guy is to the side that they're running to.
3rd and 12.
Now they play their 2 safeties deep.
Davis gets it upfield, intended for centers. Drop. He never had it. The Redskins will have to punt.
They would have had a punt anyway. I mean, Brad Johnson was looking. He couldn't find anything, so that was a dump to centers. And had centers caught that ball, as I said, they still would have had a punt.
R.J. Soward back deep. Barnhart to punt for the Redskins.
It was a good defensive series by the Jaguars. They played the reverse well. They got that extra guy up to get the loss, and then they played a soft zone.
Short, high kick. Soward signals fair catch, makes it at about the 23.
Listen to the fans.
21-16. We're in the 3rd quarter with 11.
England's tour of Pakistan gets underway in Karachi as they fight out the first of 3 one-dayers. Both have shown good form. Now the challenge begins. Live and exclusive. Pakistan versus England tomorrow night, 8:30. Fox Sports.
You guys are still screwing up on that play. How many times have I got to tell you? You got to put more pressure on the quarterback. Get your hands on him. It's like milking a cow. You grab hold of the udder and squeeze till there's nothing left. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Understand?
I get it. My dad used to work on a farm. We had fresh eggs every morning.
No, you missed the point. Let's try this. A train pulls out of the station at 5 o'clock.
Yeah?
A second train pulls out at 2 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Which one gets to San Jose first?
Well, which train is carrying the milk and which train is carrying the eggs?
Okay. I can see I'm not getting through to you guys. Let me start from scratch. Now.
Hey, I was on a farm once. I got the right on the tractor. They grew nothing but garnish. Acres and acres of parsley. Is that what you grew on your farm?
No, just apples.
Oh, okay, apples. That's good. I give each of you 2 apples. I take one of the apples and cut it into 4 equal slices, okay?
Are they red apples or green apples?
What about the trains?
Huh?
I was just thinking that if the trains get to the station at the same time, where are the people going to eat?
They can eat the apples.
Okay, forget the train. Forget the apples and the farm. Listen, make a straight line to the quarterback. You get a good tight grip on him, you lift him into the air, and you throw him straight to the ground. The play's that simple.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? By the way, can I get that apple now?
Whatever.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning. Starting Friday morning, live on Fox Sports, the Buy.com Tour Championship, the crucial final chance to qualify for next season's PGA. Live and exclusive, the Tour Championship starts 4:30 Friday morning on Fox Sports.
21-16, the Redskins over Jacksonville. We're at Alltel Stadium.
And that's a river that flows north, right?
The St. John's. That's correct.
There's something every day.
Brunell to Taylor. A couple. And that's it.
And one of the things that they try and run is you see big 71 Tony Baselli there. And it's interesting how, we were talking earlier, how he wears such a tight jersey and small shoulder pads. You see, he doesn't want to give that defender anything to grab. So those jerseys are taped right to his shoulder pads and then put over as one piece.
If your wingspan is wide enough, just grab him. That's a lot to grab. Brunell fires deep and out of bounds.
This is how they do it, Pat. This is how that ends up to look like that before he puts it on. They put that two-way tape on the shoulder pads.
Make it as tight as we possibly can.
Make them as tight as they possibly can. Now they're going to put the jersey over the shoulder pads with a two-way tape. Pull those towels out of there.
Good contact with the jersey.
Get it tightened down.
Yep.
And then that's those pads and that jersey all ready to go in Baselli.
Brunel fires high for Keenan McCardell.
You know, Brunel doesn't miss low very much.
No,
you notice
he doesn't.
that? He's kind of a high ball thrower. And you know, when he misses, he missed about 3 or 4 today. And
In the first half.
And they've all been high.
And that one missed high. Brian Barker back to punt to James Thrash.
Blue.
A rocket kick that goes out of bounds. Way away from Thrash. Let's see where they mark it. Still walking.
Ooh. The referee is the one that marks that. He stands right there behind or with the punter, and then he stops that other official as he walks up.
21-16, 10:34 left in the third.
It's a wonder how they defy the laws of gravity, how they taunt the forces of nature, how they do the impossible. They might be a little crazy, but they're a breed who feed on sheer adrenaline and just love to entertain. Join the Adrenaline Junkies and see how wonders never cease in the all-new Extreme. Weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports.
As the USA prepares for a new president, BBC World celebrates the many faces of the American people.
The white race came from us.
You're going to be nominated.
I hope so.
One day it'll happen.
You against who?
Everyone.
Explore the attitudes and opinions that shape this proud nation. State of the Union on BBC World.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports. Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. Nobody. Nobody.
Juice, baby.
Absolutely nobody. Nobody.
Nobody.
Blah.
Nobody. And I mean nobody.
This weekend in the NBL, Adelaide battles Sydney, Melbourne clash with Wollongong, and Victoria take on Cairns.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports.
Nobody.
That was sweet, wasn't it?
Next Monday, the San Francisco 49ers will need to dig deep when they lock horns with the St. Louis Rams in this NFC West battle. Live and exclusive, San Francisco and St. Louis, next Monday, 8 a.m., Fox Sports 2.
Pat Summerall, John Madden, and we're at Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. The Redskins leading the Jaguars 21-16.
That was Fred Taylor there. They were just retaping his wrist. When I went to practice on Friday, he was wearing a cast on that right wrist. Wore a cast all week.
Brad Johnson hits Albert Connell, and he can run. And he does to the end zone. Connell's touchdown, his third of the day.
Albert Connell having a big day, because there were 2 defenders there. Donovan Darius was one of them, and he just fell down. And then Connell, I think it's Connell's speed that is really getting these safeties. I mean, he's taking advantage of these safeties, and he's splitting them. But here's Albert Connell here. He's going to come up, and he's going to go right to the inside. And you see the safeties right there. They just overplay it, and then he outruns the rest. It's a little block right there from James Thrash. That was enough, but Albert Connell has really taken advantage of these Jaguar safeties today.
77 yards on that touchdown pass by Albert Connell from Brad Johnson. 28-16.
And all the love is out now, isn't it?
Yep.
England's tour of Pakistan gets underway in Karachi as they fight out the first of 3 one-dayers. Both have shown good form. Now the challenge begins. Live and exclusive, Pakistan versus England, tomorrow night, 8:30, Fox Sports.
3 beers, please, mate. Mate, can you believe everything's come early in Australia this year?
What do you mean?
Like the footy grand final.
Yeah.
Daylight savings.
Well, if you get it, yeah.
Summer.
Summer.
Well, here's my logic. What do you think of when you think of summer?
I don't know. Beaches, barbecues, cricket.
Cricket, exactly. And Fox Sports already got the cricket on, and it's live.
That's it. He's in it. It's gone for 4, and England have won.
Fox Sports delivers New Zealand's tour of South Africa in its entirety. 6 one-day internationals and 3 test matches in October and November. Plus, Pakistan take on England in 3 one-dayers and 3 tests. All live and exclusive.
So is Christmas coming early this year?
Yeah, mate. Here's your present. Cheers.
Fox Sports, the leader in sports television.
Every school has one.
Let's go. You're going to be second string all your life, boy.
A teacher every student wants to beat.
We do things around here my way. You understand that? Disobey me, and I will bury you.
Time to fight back.
Only way we're going back out in the fields without you.
Varsity Blues. Premiere season commences November 4 on Showtime.
A big month of golf with the USPGA, LPGA, Australian PGA, and the World Golf Championships all live. That's Fox Sports in November.
The Redskins strike quickly. Johnson to Connell.
Got some Hogettes.
Yeah.
Note from the Hogettes. Can't beat that.
This is stiff. Weeks ago this happened. That's Albert Connell and Terry Robisky, the assistant coach. That was unhappy.
Yeah, that was unhappy. He only caught 1 pass for 5 yards and thought that he should get the ball more.
Well, today that's happened.
Well, and then Terry Robisky, he kind of calmed down in the second half. Last week he didn't catch a pass though, but he comes back today, and so far he has 3 touchdown passes
and 2 long ones.
Now, not that that's the way to do it, but you have to change. And North Turner said he came close to suspending him, and he said he told him, if you do that again, you're going to be suspended.
Brunel's pass is batted down. Dana Stubblefield got a hand on it. Dana's hat doesn't look like it's big enough, does it?
No, it's not. It's just on top of the head. You know what happens is some of these guys get too much air in their helmet. I think Dana has too much air in there. But he's doing a pretty good job. That's his second or third ball that he's knocked down today.
2nd and 10. Brunel gives to Taylor. Nothing there.
See, that's what they do. Those 2 tackles, you know, Big Daddy Wilkinson and Stubblefield, they don't get moved backward. So if they don't get moved backwards, then you're not going to get any running right up the middle. And you just watch these guys right here. They handle this. Now, if they can handle this, then these guys can get up in there. If you don't get those 2 guys moved right there backwards, there's not going to be a hole.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened then.
And then they keep the linemen off the linebackers.
Here's Brunel out of the shotgun. Up the middle. That's R.J. Soward. That won't be enough for a first down. The Jaguars will have to punt.
That's the thing. Again, that's why, you know, everyone says you have to be able to run. You have to be able to run. And you have to be able to run to make shorter situations for your passing. If you're going to throw that kind of passing game, then when you complete it on 3rd down, it has to be enough for a first down. But if you get stuffed on your run, then that gives you longer 3rd downs, and you throw shorter passes, then you punt.
As Brian Barker is all set to do. Barker's kick to Thrash. Starts to the outside one way, then the other way, and now he's down at about the 14-yard line. Stopped by Bryant Boyer.
There's a flag on the play. Yeah, it's way over on the other side at the original line of scrimmage. There was also a hat down here on the right side, but the penalty had to occur at the line of scrimmage.
Somebody on the coverage team had to be moving.
Illegal formation.
Yep. Illegal
Punting
formation.
team. 6 men on the line. 5 yards, 4th down.
You have to have 7 men on the line.
So they'll do it again.
And that's why there was a hat, because one official's walking out there hatless. And you're going to see that they only see what happens is they don't have a guy out here.
No.
At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They only got 10 guys on the field. See, there's supposed to be a guy out here, and he didn't get on there. There were a guy short.
Lucky they didn't get a return against them.
Well, the ball was kicked to the other side.
Other side, yeah. Barker again. Thrash again. At the 10. Flag on this play. Jason Kraft down on the coverage.
McElwee, the referee, has to run the farthest because the referee, I said earlier, is behind the quarterback on a punting situation. He's also behind the punter. The punter's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
No foul on the play. There is no foul on the play.
He had to run a long way for no foul.
He's in pretty good shape, though. He's not breathing heavily.
Yep.
Start spreading the news. The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
Get ready to meet world-class entertainers. Get ready to chat with high-profile personalities. John Laws is the man to introduce you. Laws, weeknights at 7 on FX.
Do you know who is the current 100 metres all-comers Australian record holder? No. 100 metre record in this country, Mr. Wilson, is currently held by Brian.
Brian.
And you, Mark, Mr. Wilson, set at a blistering session last Wednesday. I wish you'd been there. We were down there and we had a bet.
Is this wind assisted?
No, and we'd had a couple.
So you've measured the track?
How long is it, Mr. Wilson?
94 metres.
94 metres.
Experience the games Thursday on Arena.
Starting Friday morning live on Fox Sports, the USPGA NCR Classic from Disney's Magnolia and Palm Courses Orlando. Live and exclusive. The NCR Classic starts Friday morning at 7 on Fox Sports. This weekend on Fox Sports, Phillip Island is the venue and we take you there for full coverage of the Australian Grand Prix from practice and qualifying sessions to race day. Fox Sports delivers all the action live. There's plenty of cricket as the one-day internationals continue. Pakistan take on England and South Africa face New Zealand live and exclusive. Plus, there's 2 live games in the English Premier League, including the clash between Bradford and Leeds. That's this weekend on Fox Sports.
Washington 28, Jacksonville 16. We're still in the third quarter. Redskins have the ball at their own 16.
True story, Pat. One time, you know what that kid was just doing? That skip? I tried to do that one time.
What happened?
Maybe I'll tell you later.
Okay. Davis goes straight ahead. Picked up a couple.
No, I was when I was in college, and Bobby Beathard was the guy that was San Diego Chargers, a Washington Redskin, the old general manager of the Redskins. He was a surfer, so I couldn't surf. So he said, here, just try the skimboard. So you just throw it, and then you run, and you jump. And then, so anyway, I was so big and heavy. So I throw the thing, then I start to, and a dog starts chasing me as I'm running it. Now, when I hit it, boom, and the thing, instead of skimming, it goes right into the dirt. I fall off, and the dog bites my ankle. Swear to it. One time I did it. That's the one time I did. Just like that kid was doing, I did.
I wonder why the board didn't skim when you jumped on it.
Because Beathard knew it when he talked me into it. I was dumb.
That's strange.
Just like that.
Starting Friday morning live on Fox Sports, the Buy.com Tour Championship, the crucial final chance to qualify for next season's PGA. Live and exclusive, the Tour Championship starts 4:30 Friday morning on Fox Sports.
It's a new season on Fox Sports, and now we've got the best early evening lineup. Each weeknight from 5, we're going to get extreme in an hour-long ride of adrenaline-fueled thrills from around the world. From 6, Fox Sports Gold takes up the baton, presented by our biggest sports celebrities. Relive some of the greatest events and sporting achievements.
Champions of the New York Yankees Rugby World Cup. Australia the winners.
Then at the new time of 7, Fox Sports News. Still the place to turn to for all the day's headlines from home and abroad, presented and backed up by Australia's most complete team of experts.
A new season lineup from 5 o'clock every weeknight on Fox Sports.
Guess my weight for a buck.
Oh, okay. I'd say you're about, 162?
Nope. Guess again.
Okay, let's see, maybe more around about, 305?
Wow, that's right. Pretty good. Now it's my turn. You look to be around, let's see.
Well, did you guess it?
No, but I got a hernia.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
28-16, Washington leading, and the Redskins have the ball at their own 20, just inside the 20.
And that's Hardy Nickerson there, who is going to be a big part of this Jacksonville defense. And you know, he has an injury and he's not in there, and because of that, T.J. Slaughter, the rookie we just saw, is starting now.
That's Davis.
The stuff to play defense when you're playing with a rookie middle linebacker, because you want to give him some help in the run, so you bring a safety up, and then you're playing right here with a rookie corner, and that's
limping.
That's Kawaki Thomas right there, number 41, the rookie corner from Georgia Southern.
Jason Kraft comes in to replace him.
What I'm saying, when you're calling defenses and you have a corner you have to protect and a middle linebacker, it's tough.
Here's Davis. Good tackle by Slaughter. Takes Davis down.
Slaughter's a pretty good player, though. I mean, you know, the thing is, rookie is new, but until Nickerson got hurt, then he's going to be right here. You see him first, you make a good read, then you use your speed to come right through, avoid blockers, and make a play. But the thing that you have
That's a good play.
I know, and he was a very good special teams player. So that's one of the other problems the Jaguars have, is you start to use your depth when they have to start, then you take them off special teams, then your special teams start to suffer.
Brad Johnson going for Albert Connell.
This is a pretty good day for Brad Johnson. I mean, going into there, his quarterback rating for today is over 140.
That's almost the maximum, isn't it?
Right, and Connell, watch Connell here. He's coming across. You get by the umpire. You just find a hole there as you go across. The hole has to be the layer between the linebackers and the secondary.
And he found it.
And he found it and ran right through there. Then Brad Johnson found him. There's big Trey Johnson. Right guard who injured his knee and is out for the season.
Trey looks like he's having a good time. Here's Brad Johnson. Gets away from the rush and throws incomplete. Flag on the play. Donovan Darius is intended for Larry Centers.
And the flag is thrown right in that area where Donovan Darius was. It's going to be against the Jaguars.
Interference number 20. Automatic first down.
It's Darius. Automatic first.
Brad Johnson is playing calmly today.
Yes,
I mean, you look, and again, he's not a big scrambler or anything, but he's moving just enough in that pocket to avoid any rush or blitz that's there, and then finding his guys. And then it looks like Albert Connell just has too much speed for this secondary of the Jaguars.
I thought Brad Johnson was very relaxed when we talked with him last night.
Yeah, he was. Well, he had that pie that Norv Turner's wife, Nancy, makes the pie. Brad Johnson has to have that pie before every game.
Here's the reverse to Thrash. Gets another Redskin first down.
On the reverse. I think they've run all three of them. Last night, Norv Turner told us that he has 3 reverses up for this game, and he said he's going to run all 3. Talking about Nancy Turner, there's Norv's wife there just putting on her sunglasses. Her daughter Jennifer is there with her.
There's the empty pie.
And there's the pie. Yeah, this was on the bus. Now she brought us a pie.
And she stole the recipe from Jan Wanstead.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she took credit. She took credit for that.
Well, she wanted to make
that recipe. No. And then Jan Wanstead, who is the wife of the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, she heard about it and said it was her recipe.
So she wanted to apologize.
Ooh, that was close. Ooh.
Mike Logan makes the interception in the end zone.
They started to bring it out. They finally got it, that they're going to throw it deep to Albert Connell. That time they got their double back there. They got the safety back there. You see, he gets a pump. The pump really didn't work this time. Although Albert Connell was still behind both of them.
Yep.
And again, because the ball was thrown a little short, Mike Logan comes up with it. Watch this, he is open. If that ball gets out there, and if it's thrown to that back line, that would have been a touchdown. See, he made that big, then he got the pressure. See, he couldn't step up. That was the problem right there. Had he been able to step up, that would have given him just a little more. But Seth Payne
got in his
was
face.
right in his face, and that took enough off, instead of being a touchdown, to be an interception.
4:40 left in play in the third quarter. Jaguars, Brunell drops to throw. Brunell to Taylor. About 6 or 7.
Watch here what Tony Baselli's doing to Bruce Smith. He's letting them get up the field, and then just getting that extra push right there at the end to push him around the belt. And then when Mark Brunell can feel that, he can step up and then go out to that left, because that next tackle isn't coming up in his face.
Baselli worked really hard to rehabilitate his leg from last year's injury. Brady was out there.
There he went high again. That was the 4th time today he's gone high.
We talked to Bruce Smith on what he thinks makes a good pass protector.
A good pass protector, range, wingspan, his ability to move from side to side, has to be smart. He has to be intelligent. He has to be a student of the game himself. Otherwise, he's going to create some bad situations for his friends and his teammates.
Fred Taylor makes the carry, and Matt Stevens makes the tackle. Baselli, I would say, comes pretty close to fitting all those.
Well, he's one of the best of all time. You see what they're doing is they get the inside rusher to go inside, then they get Bruce Smith to go outside, then they have an automatic hole there. And that's been pretty good. I mean, that's been pretty good. That's been a pretty good running hole over there in the left side. And there's been a pretty good escape gap for Mark Brunell.
Here's Taylor. Good yardage. Out of bounds by Matt Stevens.
I think that's one of the things when you have a bad knee and you have a bad wrist, and you're playing in this league, you already have 20 rushes for 120 yards, 6-point average. You're doing pretty well, and you don't like to see a back step out of bounds, but maybe under those situations, that's not a bad deal.
2nd and 1. Brunell back from the shotgun. Brady. That'll be enough for the first.
Boy, did Brunell drill that one in there.
Caught it in self-defense.
Derek Smith was right there on one side, defensive back on the other side, and he brought that left-handed heat.
1st and 10, Jacksonville at the Redskin 46. Taylor shook off one tackler and got it down across the 40.
See, and that's that's an old NFL thing. I remember 30 or 40 years ago that they always did that. They'd run at and trap the side you were getting the pressure from and draw to the side. And that's what the Jaguars are doing now. They're getting most of their pressure from their left side or from Bruce Smith, but that's also where they're doing most of their running.
Anthony Johnson replaces Taylor. 2nd and 3. Brunell retreats and is hit by Kalu as Bruce Smith got a little rest.
M.D. Kalu goes right by Tony Baselli. Watch him. He's going to be right down here, and he just uses speed and gets right by at this point and gets into Brunell. Watch him. It's a different thing. See, right there, he just gets that right hand, pushes him, and then runs right by him. That wasn't very good by Tony Baselli.
That was the old swim move.
Yep, he didn't get his hands up there.
No, he didn't.
When he gets his hands up, he has to win that. N.D. Kalu won that battle.
We saw a different guy. Baselli did. A freshman. Brunell. Pass is picked off by Matt Stevens. Intended for McCardell.
Well, they got him in 3rd and long. Matt Stevens is back there in nickelback. Pretty good. He's not a cover guy. He's just a safety. He'll just be back here. You see they got man-to-man underneath, and then they have the safety deep, and he just comes right over. See, you got the man-to-man, and then he's over the top. And that was Matt Stevens over the top. And if the ball is thrown deep, he's going to get it.
Played exactly as it's supposed to be played.
Well, they were trying to work on Tyrone Drakeford, but they had help. He had help over the top from Matt Stevens.
So the Redskins take over at their own 15.
He's so proud of that interception and that tattoo.
Yeah. Right now it's the interception. Later.
No, it was he was just pointing to his tattoo. Yeah. Like, hey, look, I got a tattoo. Brunell's been sacked 5 times, hit 4. They've been put a lot of pressure on him. But everyone has put a lot of pressure on Mark Brunell this year.
They have. Here's Davis. Almost taken down behind the line by Seth Payne.
Seth Payne's an interesting story. There's not a lot of Ivy League players, and he's one of them. He's from Cornell. And you like to see that. The combination of a player that was in high school and was a good player and a good student, goes to an Ivy League school and gets a good education, is a good student there, and also is a good football player. You can do both.
Now it's Davis on the carry.
Now, I was wondering, as you look over there, Pat, up there in the end zone, all those people in yellow, I don't know what that is. They're at the top of the stadium here, but I would bet there's something good. I mean, there's someone, I don't know what it is, but you see all those kids in the yellow and up there in the top. I'll bet you someone gives them those seats, and we ought to do more of that.
Well, it's an honor roll program.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good, I didn't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it is, but just looking at it, I've had a good feeling that that's okay up there.
Here's Thrash with the reception. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score of the Redskins 28, the Jaguars 16. Fox NFL Sunday from Jacksonville will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
Monday on Fox Sports, catch up with all the weekend results on Australia's best sports news. The back page looks at the news behind the headlines. We go off-road racing in the Aussie bush, plus the Villa-Sunderland clash.
Meet Caroline Duffy, the neurotic author of Caroline in the City.
This may come as a shock to you, but
I used to see a therapist.
You? No. Whatever made you stop?
My therapist.
Talk it through with Caroline in the City. Weekends at 6 on FX.
Huddle up, men. Coach Ditka has a pre-game speech he'd like to give. Coach?
All right, just sit right back, men. You'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. It started from a tropic port aboard a tiny ship. Now, the mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day on a 3-hour tour. I repeat, a 3-hour tour. Now, the weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was lost. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. But calm down, men. Calm down. There's more to the story. The ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle with Gilligan, the skipper, too, a millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor, and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's Isle. Now let's win this game!
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
Back in Jacksonville at Alltel Stadium, Washington 28, Jacksonville 16. These were Jacksonville players that are missing today are, I guess I should say, Jimmy Smith, Lonnie March, Gary Walker, Zach Wiegert, and Tony Brackens was evicted. Barnhart's kick by Barlow. Reggie Barlow, no place to go. The coverage is excellent. Tonight, it's the television event of the year. The city is ripped apart at the seams while the whole world looks on. Mike Hampton and the Mets look to get even with Roger Clemens and the Yankees after football. Today on Fox. Hampton's been very effective, and Clemens in his last game was very effective. That's coming up on Fox. Right now, Mark Brunell has Keenan McCardell in motion. He's back to throw. Shovels it up to Fred Taylor. The ball's loose, and the Redskins are on top of it.
I think there was one more dive in there.
Yeah, there was. I saw it coming at the last second.
Now, how do they find out who has that ball? One of the officials is going to have to go in there and get him unpiled. Yep, it's a Jaguar ball.
The Jaguar out of the whole bunch.
He was kind of the last guy into the pile.
He's the guy who fumbled.
He who fumbles should be the guy that recovers it if things are going well.
You know, Tom Coughlin, the Jaguar coach, played in the same backfield in college with a couple of guys I bet you know. Floyd Little and Larry Zonka.
Oh, yeah, I know them well.
Coached against them, I guess.
Yes, I did.
Played at Syracuse. Fred Taylor is a flag on the play. That bad hand makes it difficult to catch.
It was like I said, he had a wrist earlier and a cast on the wrist, and then they put some more tape on it, and they're trying to make a cast out of it. Baselli and Bruce Smith going after it. Bruce Smith.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 78, offense. 10 yards, second down.
That was the thing Bruce Smith said that he had to do. He had to hand fight him because he didn't want to let Baselli get to him because he's too strong. And here, that was, I mean, I don't know, wrist or no wrist. It looks like he was turning to see, you know, what his next move was going to be, and forgot to catch the ball.
The penalty was against the other tackle, Todd Fordham. Second and 14. Here's Fred Taylor. Shakes one way. Thrown down in the backfield, and he throws the ball forward disgustedly. Derek Smith made the stop.
Yeah, Fred Taylor's been disgusted all day, and I think it started the first time they went down there and they drove down and they got 3 instead of 7 because he's a real competitor, and you know, like every player is a real competitor, but You know, last year this team was 14-2. And now they come into this game 2-5, and the way they're going, they could be 2-6 with 5 losses in a row.
Yep.
And well, I'll tell you, I mean, that does frustrate me.
Well, they got to blame somebody. They're going to blame somebody. That's Brady. Sam Shea made the tackle, and the Jaguars sent the punting team on.
And it's just getting worse for Mark Brunell because they're not getting any running game going.
And something, John, they're not used to.
No, and
losing like this.
Once you eliminate, although I think this year he's getting used to getting sacked. I mean, he's been sacked more than any other quarterback in football. But when you take the running game away, you know, because score and time go against you, then you become one-dimensional. Then they just go after you.
Barker's kick goes to first. The Jaguars let it bounce. The Redskins lead it 28-16.
Start spreading the news. The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
In a colossal undertaking such as this one is, it's great to get to the stage where you really do begin to think, you know, this thing really is going to happen.
They're not going to wear this athletics program.
How many times must we have gone through that with them?
I know, it won't work.
Well, who says it won't work?
The Athletics Federation.
Remind me, what have they got to do with it?
They're just competing in the events, John.
There's a zoo out there. It's full of animals. The animals don't run the zoo.
The zoo's over there.
Experience the games Thursday on Arena.
England's tour of Pakistan gets underway in Karachi as they fight out the first of 3 one-dayers. Both have shown good form. Now the challenge begins. Live and exclusive. Pakistan versus England tomorrow night, 8:30. Fox Sports.
John Randall, what's the key to the Redskins-Jets game?
2 words, gang tackling. Chris, take the ball.
Dog gang tackling! Zone guard, boom!
Dog pile on Terry!
Alley!
Nobody covers the NFL quite like Fox Sports.
Welcome back. This is an impossible situation for the Spurs. Absolutely no time left on the clock. Wait a minute. What's going on? Is that Phil Mickelson?
It makes perfect sense to me, Tom. He's the king of the lob wedge. This is his shot.
But it's a very tight lie, even for Phil.
It's up. A full court pass. Looks like an alley-oop to Robinson. What a perfect pass!
Boy, these guys are good.
Washington 28, Jacksonville 16. We're in the 4th quarter, 12:35 left.
Well, Stubblefield doesn't even want to look at any picture.
No.
I've been there all day. I'm tired. I know what the heck's going on.
That's the guy's playing
no
better and
camera's
better.
going to show me anything.
Who's playing better? Here's Davis. Behind the pulling Lewinberg. No game.
It was interesting this week where they were negotiating with Brad Johnson with a new contract, and they just pulled away and said they weren't going to negotiate anymore. And I don't think that kind of thing bothers Brad Johnson.
I don't think so either.
I think he's in the football part, the competitive part, and he's just going to go play because, I mean, he's coming out here, and there's Daniel Snyder right there.
I heard that it was overstated by Brad's agent.
Well, it could have been overstated by his agent, but it still did come out this week, and it hasn't affected Brad Johnson one bit. I mean, we saw him yesterday. It didn't affect him yesterday, and it sure as heck hasn't affected the way he's playing today.
28-16 Redskins.
Tuesday morning, the English Premier League.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant!
Some lovely attacking football.
Oh, wonderful goal!
Oh, they are back in the game!
All the action from the English Premier League continues tomorrow morning. Southampton at the Dell for their showdown with Man City. Joe Royals Blues still finding their feet in the Premiership. Tuesday morning, Southampton, Manchester City, live and only on Fox Sports.
Every school has one.
Let's go! You're going to be second string all your life, boy!
A teacher every student wants to be.
We do things around here my way. You understand that?
Disobey me, and I will bury you. Time to fight back.
Only way we're going back out in the fields without you.
Varsity Blues. Premiere season commences November 4 on Showtime.
If you love cricket,
And that's the record.
as much as Warnie and Dino and Merv, you'll love Wednesday nights at 7:30 on Fox Sports. Hosted by Alan Border, Inside Cricket boasts the War Zone.
I would swap 10 easy one-day hundreds to get one one-day 100 like that.
Player profiles, news from home and abroad, and much more.
All in all, I think this summer really is going to be exciting.
Inside Cricket, Wednesday night, 7:30, exclusive to Fox Sports. Next Monday, the San Francisco 49ers will need to dig deep when they lock horns with the St. Louis Rams in this NFC West battle. Live and exclusive, San Francisco and St. Louis, next Monday, 8 a.m., Fox Sports 2.
You can see here that Norv Turner was telling him, to get up to the line, and then he was watching the clock, and then he's telling him to take time out because they weren't going to have time to get the play off.
He wasn't happy with what was happening.
Yeah, he calls the plays.
Yep.
So the one thing about the play caller, he has to get those plays in quickly so that they can call them, get up to the line of scrimmage. They didn't have time. He saw they didn't have time, and then told them to take a timeout.
Davis knocked a few people backwards. Flag on the play.
Who's the top running back in football now? I think that, if you had to say, who would you want, who would you take? I'm not sure. I mean, Ricky Williams is playing very well now.
Eddie George.
Eddie George, you would probably want to take him.
Number 60, offense.
I don't know.
Half the distance to the goal.
Chris Samuels.
Second down.
There's Chris Samuels right there, but I don't know that Stephen Davis, if you had a group of 5 or 6, Stephen Davis would sure be in that group.
How about Marshall Falk?
Yep, he would definitely be in that group. You see the hold right there. You see that Samuels had a pretty good block, and then as this guy tries to get away, he just grabbed him with his left hand.
It's a mascot. You got a new mascot, huh?
One thing, yeah, but look, you got dollars, dollar sign, bags of dollars. I can't be bought on that. You know that. I mean, we'll do a lot of things for that,
yeah.
but we can't be bought by bags of dough.
Money is not a factor to you.
No.
Davis. Well, this is Larry Centers, not Davis. Brad Johnson.
I'm really impressed with Brad Johnson, the way that he handled everything. I mean, even you go back to training camp when they bring in Jeff George and they get off to a slow start and they say they ought to change quarterbacks and they say that he's getting a new contract and now they're not going to give him a new contract now. And through all that, the guy just goes and prepares and plays football.
He said the first time he played in this stadium, he was at Florida State. And Southern Mississippi beat him. And their quarterback was Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, yeah.
He's a big guy. That's Stephen Alexander. He made the catch. Not enough for first.
That Jaguar defense kind of forced him to do that. They dropped deep and they took everything away deep. And they just gave him the short one. Made him throw the short one to Stephen Alexander and then came up and made the tackle. Because the deep guys were about 20 or 25 yards deep, and he had nothing down there.
It's R.J. Soward back deep.
This is an experience every time it happens, isn't it, with this guy? What he does is he's catching the ball too close to his body.
But the last one he caught. Caught it against his body again. Down he goes outside the 35 where the Jaguars will start. 28-16 with 9:46 left to play.
Start spreading the news.
The train is leaving the station for New York's first Subway Series since 1956. The Mets, the Yankees, the World Series continues today.
There's a lot of people in my neighborhood that are dead or dying from something.
Somewhere out here, somebody had to have seen what happened.
What price is he willing to pay?
I know who did it.
Objection. To uncover the truth.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The truth. I thought we were talking about a court of law.
A civil action. Coming soon to Showtime.
Hey, Woz, get us some orange juice, will you?
Yeah, sure, Kev.
How's those apples, BRT? Here's Gary McCoy sliding the Yamaha.
That's why they call him Mr. Swiggle. Here you go, Kev.
You are so embarrassing.
Get off your trolley and see the real McCoy at the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix Phillip Island this weekend. Gary McCoy has changed 500cc racing, so settle down to have an Aussie icon show you how it's really done. The Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix starts Friday, all 3 days live, only on Fox Sports.
Stadium in the Bronx, New York City. Mike Piazza getting loose. That'll follow football here on Fox. Mike Hampton against Roger Clemens. We're back at Alltel Stadium.
You know, they ought to put a rule. If I was a Met manager, I'd say no matter any ball that's hit, you run as fast as you can.
Again. Let's see if it was a catch first. The ball was on the ground. Keenan McCardell had it. It's Washington's ball. They have it.
Hey, at some point, Mark Brunell is going to get frustrated. Look at Brad Johnson was down there resting. He wasn't ready to get the ball back so quickly.
Sam Shade made the recovery.
Yep, that was a good tackle.
That's Matt Stevens again.
Watch Matt Stevens. Watch him when he comes in here. Well, in fact, the ball was going out before Matt Stevens came in. The ball starts to slide before he comes in. Matt Stevens was a guy that just made an interception, and then Shade comes in there and makes the play.
It is frustrating for that gentleman.
But look at that, the last 2+ games, 12 turnovers. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, you coach, you go through everything, you do everything, and then you try and get something going, and boom, you just give it to the other guys. That's tough. It's tough.
Brad Johnson trying to throw it back. Gets it back to Stephen Alexander. Tight end screen.
They got everything. I mean, that's one thing about North Turner is he's going to give you everything he has. Here's Alexander here. See, he starts like he's blocking. Then he sneaks all the way across to the left. They set up the screen, and he gets behind it. It was a pretty good read, though.
Yeah, it was.
You see what he started on the right, and then he went down like he was going to block and get lost in there, and then sneak across the field. You see North say, we almost had it. See his eyebrows go up.
2nd and 7. This is Davis again. And Davis hammers down the sideline. There's a flag on the play.
See, but he can do that. As you say, he can bring the speed. There's going to be a penalty against the Redskins, but Stephen Davis can bring the speed, then bring the hammer.
Number 51, offense. 10 yards, 2nd down.
Mark Fisher, the center. It would be, as you pointed out earlier, Corey Raymer, but he's hurt.
Yeah, and I think that if there's been any place that the Redskins have been hurt, it's been in that middle. I mean, Fisher does as good a job as he can do, but he doesn't get a lot of movement in there. And I think they kind of miss that. But then the way you say, how can that be true the way Stephen Davis is running and making yards?
When you lose all 3 of those guys in the middle and still are able to run the ball like Davis has.
Well, Fisher's doing a pretty good job. And
yep.
Jay Lewinberg, the right guard, has done an excellent job.
Skip Hicks catches the pass. Well, Skip Hicks can move it too.
But Jay Lewinberg's an amazing story. I mean, he's been in this league for 9 years. And here's a guy who's a diabetic. and he has to give himself shots. He always has to check his sugar level. Every game he has something on the sidelines in case he starts to have a problem. But someone to go through life and manage, he has diabetes type 2, manage diabetes and play football at this level for this long is an amazing guy and can be a role model for a heck of a lot of people.
3rd and 9.
Redskins are 0 for 6 today.
Brad Johnson puts himself in the shotgun. Gets it to Thrash. And Thrash gets down to the 30. There's 1 for 7 now.
Yeah, those are the things that you always try and do. You say, that you don't like when they throw it short of the first down, but when they do it that way, like Thrash comes across and he caught it short of the first down. You're going to see Brad Johnson's looking, and he makes a perfect throw here. Now Thrash doesn't have the first down there, but now he turns up, gets squared, makes a couple moves, and right there he does have the first down.
Good effort. Thrash has really started to come on in recent games and weeks.
It'll be interesting when Irving Fryer comes back. I would expect that James Thrash will still be the starter.
This is Davis.
Stephen Davis, the ball carrier, tackled by Donovan Darius. Gain of 7, second down.
Those of you who just joined us from the Pittsburgh network, Washington 28, Jacksonville 16. .640 left to play at Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville. And a game that's been owned almost from the beginning by Washington.
Well, we talked earlier, even before the game started, that the Jaguars had lost 4 straight and lost confidence and haven't been playing with confidence, and they haven't today either.
Stephen Davis gets down close to a first down.
To me, they look like a team, and you say, a year ago, 14-2, just a few years ago in the championship game, and how can this happen? And I just think that they don't have confidence. They expect something bad to happen all the time. When something good happens, they know that something bad is right around the corner, and they've been trying to dig themselves out of this hole, and they just can't do it.
And it's hard to play with that kind of attitude, just expecting something to go wrong.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports. Nobody.
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 Nobody. Nobody. Juice, baby.
Absolutely nobody.
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 Blah.
Nobody. And I mean nobody.
This weekend in the NBL, Adelaide battles Sydney, Melbourne clash with Wollongong, and Victoria take on Cairns.
Nobody takes you closer to the action than Fox Sports.
Nobody!
That was sweet, wasn't it?
Do you wake up feeling grumpy?
I could have been living in a swinging condo instead of with... I better not say anything till I've had my coffee. A slut and a moron.
FX has the perfect Saturday morning pick-me-up. The funniest women on TV, all packed into a 3-hour block.
Kinky. My heart is so full. Where's the powder room?
Am I the only sane person here? But wait, it gets better. They come in double episodes.
Like a dream come true. Oh, I love this girl.
I love those shows.
So if you wake up like this...
Good morning, Dorothy.
Don't start, Rose, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. That good morning crack was way out of line.
Put a spring in your step with the Golden Girls, Murphy Brown and Ellen, doing it just for you in the Saturday morning comedy spot from 9 a.m. on FX.
Dorothy, do I wet myself or laugh?
Rugby league fans won't miss a try with full coverage of all the action from the finals of the World Cup. That's Fox Sports in November.
Game summary. Washington 2 turnovers. Jacksonville 4 turnovers. And Washington got 14 points off those turnovers. Jacksonville got 3. Brad Johnson's had a good day. Short gain by Davis. Jaguars calling timeout. There's Darryl Green. He had played the 125 consecutive games.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy that that can play as long as he did, and still has that those bright eyes and that hop in the walk. And
what he's got in his hand.
Yeah, you can always keep the football.
Yeah.
There's Irving Fryer. Remember, we saw him in that Philadelphia game where he got a neck and shoulder injury, and it was very scary there for a while.
Another guy who's played this game for a long time.
And they say that he's going to be back in the next week. Yeah, that's Keith Sims with the baseball cap on, who's not playing today. Will probably play next week. Their next game's a Monday night game.
Trey Johnson with the football.
Will not play. Will not play for the rest of the year, nor will he ever hold the football in a football game.
Here's Davis again.
You know, one thing that they have control of now, and you always have to say that, you know, when you have wide receivers, you have running backs, but you have to control the line of scrimmage, and the Redskins have controlled the line of scrimmage
from the beginning.
And you look at those guys playing in there. Andy Heck, normally a tackle, playing left guard today. Mark Fisher, who really hasn't been one of their strengths, playing well. Jay Lewenberg, who I was just talking about, coming in there and playing and competing. Now, there are two tackles, Chris Samuels and John Jansen. I mean, they're good players that are going to be their tackles for a long time.
Good young players. Here's Davis. Down to about the 5.5.
Yeah, this is if you're an offensive lineman, this is when it's fun.
Yep.
I mean, you have the game under control. You've got your guy under control, and you're just going to run the clock out. This is fun. You don't get a lot of rewards being an old offensive lineman, but the Washington Redskins are getting one right now.
Plus, those guys across from you have been beating on you all day. Now it's your turn to beat on them.
And you're just running the ball. You know, every offensive lineman you ever talk to would rather run block than pass block. They didn't make the guy that wants to pass block.
Before the Jaguars in Carolina, this was Redskin territory. That's the only games you could get down here. Flag comes flying.
That flag came from the umpire.
You got a steady diet of Redskins on television every week.
Whether you wanted it or not.
That was the only game in town.
Holding, number 66, offense, 10 yards, first down.
Michael Moore.
Now we're going to see it from the umpires. Look here. See, this is the ump cam here. That's what you're looking at. And then you're going to see the ump flag right there.
That looked like the flyover we saw before the game started.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought they put in a rule that they don't have to throw it at the thing anymore. They don't have to do that. You remember in the old days, they used to say that they dropped the hanky. I don't know why they just don't drop the hanky. They don't have to throw it at the play.
Davis. Touchdown. Stephen Davis.
That's what I'm saying. They got control, Pat. This is when it's fun. You work all day to get control of the line of scrimmage, and then when you finally get it, things like this happen.
4.5 minutes still left.
When we talk about this makeshift offensive line, you have to give a lot of credit to the offensive line coach, old Russ Grimm, who, remember when he was one of the Hogs and the Redskins, we used to do those games, was one of the great players. And now he's a heck of a coach, big old Russ, old Coach Grimm. He does a heck of a job.
Extra point is good, and it's 35-16. Ninth career 100-yard rushing game for Stephen Davis as he goes in.
We are the giants of rugby league. And 15 teams from around the world are on a collision course, determined to bring the Aussies down to earth. England will be the first to try when they meet in the opening game at Twickenham. Can anybody stop us getting our hands on the trophy? The Rugby League World Cup starts Sunday, October 29th, live on Fox Sports 2.
Redskins 35, Jaguars 16, 4.5 minutes left.
we're talking about, dominating the line of scrimmage and how much fun it is in the second half. In the first half, Stephen Davis had 7 carries for 26 yards in the second half. And that's usually when most running backs get their yardage. That's when they wave and they do all that and they're laughing and they're smiling. But in the second half, look, 17 for 88 yards, 5.2 average. Running for a running back gets easier as the game goes on.
But it's always soreness tomorrow.
That's what Stephen Davis says. The toughest day for a running back is Monday. He doesn't do anything on Monday except stay in bed. And Tuesday, the normal day off, he comes and works out. And he said by Wednesday or Thursday, he starts to feel normal again. But the way he runs and the things that he's been doing, he deserves to sleep all day tomorrow.
Busy day for number 83 as well.
It looks like a young Sonny Jurgensen.
Yeah, he does.
See that face?
Yeah.
Looks like a young Sonny.
Well, Sonny's young. Tyrone Stitt. Right now for a game break, let's go send you to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Take a snapshot look at what the Raiders did today, Pat, as Tyrone Wheatley breaks 80 yards to pay dirt here. He had 156 yards rushing on the day. Raiders improved to 6-1 for the first time since Howie Long played in 1990. Pat and John, Howie and I worked on our kicks at halftime. Howie's ball is still airborne. Back to Pat and John.
Well, it's going to be good for 40 then if it's still airborne.
Yeah, tell him to get back here. There's $1 million waiting for him in Jacksonville.
To Brady.
You wonder what happens to Jacksonville now. They come into this game losing 4 straight. They're going to lose here. They're 5 straight. And they have to right the ship, but they got to a point where you say, what do they have to right it for? Where are they going?
Brunell is taken down.
Now here's a guy who's done a heck of a job for the Washington Redskins. That's Ray Rhodes. He's a defensive coordinator right here. The guy next to him right here is Reuben Carter, the old nose tackle out of Denver. But if you look at the Redskins, last year they ranked 30th. This year they're 2nd. Rushing, they were 27th. They're 8th this year. Passing, 26th. 3rd this year. Points per game, 24th. 4th. And when you talk to these players, they all give a heck of a lot of credit to Ray Rhodes.
Brunell is long. Again for a game break. Let's send you back to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Pat and John, for a lot of the people who've joined the telecast recently, let them know Corey Dillon, record-setting day for Cincinnati. 41 yards here, 278 yards rushing on the day, breaking Walter Payton's single season rushing record of 275. Back to Pat and John.
Cincinnati hadn't won until today.
And congratulations to Corey Dillon. That is a big one, and he broke the record of a great one of the all-time greats in the NFL.
Walter Payton. Thrash is back. He signaled for fair catch, and the ball bounced out of bounds. Boy, looking ahead next week in the NFC East, Philadelphia plays the Giants. Well, I'll get back to that in a second. Next, it's the television event of the year. A city is ripped apart at the seams while the whole world looks on. Mike Hampton and the Mets look to get even with Roger Clemens and the Yankees, while the men in pinstripes look to take a commanding 2-0 series lead. The World Series takes the center stage next. Mets and the Yankees. Game 2 coming up tonight here on Fox. Starting to look back at the NFC East for next week. Philadelphia, whose record 5-3, against the Giants 5-2, and Tennessee at Washington.
The Redskins have it now. I mean, they just, you look at the bench and you see what this game is all about. You look on one side and, and everything is down, and, they're ever going to get out of this, and then you look at the other side and they're all smiles. And you know something, when you win, you remember this, I mean, the injuries don't feel the same.
That's
you don't need, there's not as many guys with ice packs on when you go home. There's not as many guys in the whirlpool the next day. There's not as many guys, getting rubbed down and all that stuff. And something. Winning does a lot of things, and I think kind of preventing injuries is one of them.
The hurts just don't hurt. For Skip Hicks. And the celebrations last longer,
and you don't have to put up with the bad things. You know, like, you know, you don't have the thing, a quarterback controversy. Who should start? That's all over with. You don't have a thing, are they going to fire the coach? I mean, you know, because, I mean, you're winning, you don't have those things. You don't have the thing, we paid Dana Stubblefield too much money. He's not worth it. He's not. Now everyone is happy and everything works.
Washington 35, Jacksonville 16. And here's the 2-minute warning. Redskins in control.
Fox Sports is on a trip down memory lane to relive those golden moments in sport.
What a play, John Eales. His kick has retained the Pedersen Cup.
Turning back the hands of time to see the victories, the trials and tribulations, the joys, the sorrows. Relive those unforgettable moments with Fox Sports Gold. Weeknights at 6 on Fox Sports.
Guess my weight for a buck.
Oh, okay. I'd say you're about, 162?
Nope. Guess again.
Okay, let's see, maybe more around about 305.
Wow, that's right. Pretty good. Now it's my turn. You look to be around, let's see.
Well, did you guess it?
No, but I got a hernia.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
As the USA prepares for a new president, BBC World celebrates the many faces of the American people.
The white race came from us.
You're going to be nominated.
I hope so.
One day it'll happen.
You against who?
Everyone.
Explore the attitudes and opinions that shape this proud nation. State of the Union on BBC World.
How do you make magic?
You do a lot of interviews. You feel like you've given up a lot of yourself.
BBC World lifts the lid of the media machine and talks revealingly to the stars. The entertainment biz. Find out how it works on BBC World.
The Redskins 35, the Jaguars 16, 2 minutes left. Redskins have the ball, 36. Handoff is to Skip Hicks, and he's taken from behind.
Hicks, the ball carrier.
What the Redskins are doing now is just taking as much time off the clock as they can, because they know that the Jaguars don't have any timeouts left. You can look at the defense. They've had 70 plays today, the Washington defense, a total of 319 yards. But look what they did in the second half.
Only
62 yards, and they come up with 6 sacks in the second half and 2 interceptions. I think part of that is their offense playing well and the Jaguars having to play from behind. I think part of that is winning the battles at the line of scrimmage. And you don't win the battles at the line of scrimmage until the second half. But again, the Redskins taking as much time as they can because the Jaguars didn't have any timeouts left.
A minute 14 remain.
Come on, Terry. Jamal's going to teach us the dirty bird.
Nah, I got my own end zone dance.
Oh, yeah? Let's see it.
No, I couldn't. Well, hit it!
Now, that's old school.
How was that?
Nobody covers the NFL quite like Fox Sports.
Soccer, 11 live games from the English Premier League, including the long-awaited derby between Manchester City and Manchester United. That's Fox Sports in November.
Dell Stadium, Pat Summerall, John Madden, 35-16. Big day for Albert Connell, too.
Yeah, what a difference a couple of weeks make, huh? Yeah. What a difference 3 touchdown catches make.
That solves a lot of bad moods, doesn't it?
You always wonder how the guy that marks that is a referee who's behind the punter. And you always wonder how he knows exactly where the ball goes out of bounds, what he lines up on.
Bob McElwee. coming up to line it up.
He was behind the punter, and then he has to go and get behind the offense, get behind the quarterback. And because there's a left-handed quarterback, he gets over on this side. The right-handed quarterback, the referee would be behind and on the right side. Left-handed quarterback behind and on the left side.
Here's Brunell. Screen pass. Red Taylor.
You wonder, you're going to get stuff, and you wonder why a guy like Fred Taylor with a bad knee and a bad wrist is even in the game now.
I was just about to ask you that. Brunell gets it to Brady.
You know, there's always a point in a game when you can't win the game, and you know, and that has nothing to do with being a quitter or not being something. I mean, you get to the point where you're not going to win it, you know that, so you may as well start to take some precautions.
Brunell again to Taylor. Yeah, this is the time you get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been in this situation. I'm not being critical of Tom Coughlin or anyone, but I've been in this situation. Just kneel down and just, you know, go over. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, bring in a dog and put out the fire. The hunt's over.
Brunell goes down to McCardell.
With Matt Stevens.
The 20, but that's all of it. And the Jacksonville Jaguars fall to the Redskins 35-16. And John Madden, I'll be right back here in a moment.
So this guy walks into a bar with a duck on his shoulder. The bartender says, you can't come in here with a pig. The guy says, it's not a pig, it's a duck. The bartender says, I'm talking to the duck.
Well, it was a duck.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get that at all.
Neither do I.
Who told it to you?
Coach.
Well, let's go over there and laugh anyway, so we don't get cut.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
NFL on Fox, live and exclusive every Monday morning.
Hey, Mark, let's roll! Let's go, boys! Let's go! Do we score?
These players nowadays, they're just running around lawless.
Rita threw my clothes out the window. Will you come keep me warm?
Come on, keep your shirt on, Billy Bob.
It's a strip club, man. I'm here to work. We do things right here my way.
This is your opportunity. For you. Playing football may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life. Disobey me.